Hello, I'm Tom Schmitz, here to tell you about Ocus, a great resource for any business and a proud partner of the CEP. Ocus offers your business radically new technology called next-generation websites. Sites that do not wear out, they automatically adapt to new technology like smartphones, tablets, and the next big thing. Why pay for technology that starts becoming obsolete the moment you buy it? With Ocus, there is so much more. Built into the Ocus platform is an unmatched array of business solutions adaptable to any business. Ocus is a superb example that cutting-edge technology can grow and prosper in Marion County. And I should know because they handle my website, ktforfun.com. Ocus has assisted numerous companies in Marion County that have succeeded online. You can learn more by visiting them online at ocus.com. That's OCOOS.com, or drop by their downtown Ocala location at 116 South Magnolia Avenue. Find out how Ocus can provide your business with everything you need to succeed online.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Let's give it up for old asphalt and a new pair of shoes. Let's give it up for a good rhythm meeting a sweet melody. For a church cookout under clear skies. Let's give it up for good things coming together, like bundling your auto and other policies together with an Allstate agent, which can save you time and keep you better protected. Let's give it up for good.
To receive your comparative insurance quote, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is the place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
So you need a credit card, but how do you choose? Let's compare the big banks to Florida Credit Union. They have rewards, and we do too. They have customer service. Hello, 24/7. They have celebrities. Hey, Danny. But with Florida Credit Union, there's no annual fee, no liability for fraudulent charges, and no 22% interest rates. Choose Florida Credit Union, and you'll not only have a great credit card, but you'll have the support and personal touch that the big banks, well, can't touch. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
In a study involving more than 2,000 people, those with slimmer waistlines showed higher cognitive ability than those who were overweight or obese. Our pets improve our character and make us much better people. If your partner's the one who's stressed out, we know that you will be 25% more likely to be affected than a stranger would be. Yeah, be careful because stress is contagious.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
This is Southern Pigskin Tonight with host Buddy Martin on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Hello, welcome to Southern Pigskin Tonight. Let's see now. Isn't a basketball made out of pigskin too?
Certainly is.
March Madness isn't just about the round ball, so today on the show, we'll talk a little basketball and football. I'm Buddy Martin along with Tom Schmitz here in the southernmost region of the Southern Pigskin Radio Network, our WOCA studios in beautiful Ocala. Reports on spring football are beginning to emerge now. We'll have at least 3 of them today, all about keeping our eyes peeled on the NCAA basketball brackets. It's a little bit late to be filling out your bracket now, but before the hour is over, we'll at least have a look at our Elite 8. Then maybe we'll take a look at what a real football tournament might look like, the Elite 8, complete with brackets.
Hold on, buddy. Whoa. Did you say football tournament? What?
Well, of course, that's what it is, Tom. After all, that's where the Power 5 conferences got their idea last year with the 14 playoff, the March Madness model. I'll explain later.
Well, I'll tell you this, it must be football time again, buddy, because the head ball coach was at it again. He's already took a shot at Tennessee this week.
Yes, apparently he has reloaded his dart supply and is ready to resume firing after what was a subpar season, at least for Steve Spurrier.
Well, he thinks that a 7-6 year he had would be welcomed in Knoxville. His quote was, in Knoxville, they're still doing cartwheels because they went 7-6 and won a bowl game.
He's a beauty, Steve Winor. I recently took a look at some of his quotes over the years, Tom, and nobody in college football has ever been quoted more widely. I think one of my favorites is also one about Tennessee. At halftime of a Tennessee-Florida game, Spurrier was asked if the new Tennessee Stadium was the loudest place he'd ever played in. He said, it was really loud, possibly louder than the Swamp, and then the game started. He's one of several stories about spring practice. The ball coach said his quarterbacks, Connor Mitch and Perry Orth, had pretty good days up in Columbia.
I guess we'll check in on a couple of other SEC teams today, buddy, Florida and Tennessee. Plus, we'll run up the road to see what's happening in Tallahassee at Florida State.
That's right. Coming up, though, it's up in Gainesville. Robbie Andrew, the Gainesville Sun, fills us in on what the Florida quarterback situation is. And can you believe this? Quarterback controversy, but not the kind you think. Then we'll talk with John Adams of the Knoxville News Sentinel about the emergence of the Tennessee Vols. Maybe the Vols will emerge, but for sure we'll talk to John Adams. And finally, we'll see how the search is going by Jimbo Fisher for Jameis Winston's replacement as the FSU quarterback.
I'll tell you somebody you don't have to replace, buddy. That's Terry Bradshaw. He's still hanging out in Hawaii, of course, but he left his mailbag behind for us, so he'll be along later to open up his Hey Terry Bradshaw at gmail.com mailbag.
When you're a star, you can do that. Right now, let's go up I-95 to the mothership in Brunswick and talk to the 3-and-out team, including host Kevin Thomas and SouthernPigskin.com editor Matt Osborne. Kevin, BJ, and Matt are heard weekdays on 790 AM and 103.7 FM in Brunswick, 1400 AM and 104.3 FM in Savannah, Hilton Head, and 1350 in Blackshear, Waycross. So, Kevin, what do you professors of bracketology have for us today?
Thanks, buddy. Good to have you back here on Southern Pigskin. Tonight we've got Matt Osborne, the editor of SouthernPigskin.com, in here with us. We got spring practice going on all across the country. Matt, Alabama, one of those teams that's looking for a quarterback. Is it cut and dry who their quarterback's going to be here going through spring?
No, absolutely not. I think we're back to the same situation we were in last year where you're going to have multi-person competition for that starting job. Now, it appears once again that the leader may be Jacob Coker, the transfer from Florida State. He has all of the physical tools, the measurements that you would want out of a prototypical quarterback, but to this point has not performed as well when in game competition. So he's going to have an opportunity. A couple of the highly ranked recruits they've been able to bring in are going to have a shot at it. But I think the good news is we're talking about Alabama, so you're still talking about dominant offensive line, Derrick Henry in the backfield. You're going to run the football. You're looking for somebody, and people don't like this term, manage the game. But I think that's exactly what you're looking for. That is a recipe for success with the way that the Crimson Tide play defense, with the way they run the football. So you just have to find somebody who's going to make smart decisions with the football, who's not going to turn it over, and can come up with a big play when you need it. And right now, honestly, Kevin, I have no clue who that guy's going to be.
That's why you have the open competition there in spring. Obviously, you look around the South as well. What is maybe the next biggest quarterback battle you see raging here during the spring?
Well, I think an interesting one to watch is going to be at the University of Georgia. There are other quarterback competitions that are going to be taking place, but I don't think any at a school that is expected to contend like the Bulldogs are this year. And it's somewhat similar to the situation. It's actually very similar to the situation in Tuscaloosa in that the Dogs have 4 starters coming back on the offensive line: Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, Keith Marshall in the backfield. You're going to be able to run the football. So you're just looking for a guy that can value the football, make smart decisions. Right now, the front runner is Bryce Ramsey, who has an absolutely huge arm, was the backup to Hudson Mason last year, but he's having to fight off Fatan Bauda, who's more of a running quarterback. I don't know that it's a perfect fit for Coach Schottenheimer's new offense that he's bringing in place, more pro style, but Jacob Park, who redshirted last year. So I think with the expectations that are going to be around that Georgia program heading into the 2015 season, you're going to need a quarterback who can get the job done. We think it's Bryce Ramsey, but this competition is going to go on for a while. He's going to have every opportunity to win it during the spring.
All right, Matt, we are still here on the first day of the NCAA tournament. Give us quickly your Final Four. We got about a minute, and just maybe why you picked those teams. I know it's a lot of fun filling out brackets, but, even as educated a guess, that's what's the beauty of it. We have the same amount of, chance of getting it right as does the office secretary, as does, Jay Billis, as does anybody filling this thing out.
I have no chance, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to start in the East. I like the Virginia Cavaliers. I think there's a consensus out there. Maybe Villanova is the weakest 1 seed. The Cavaliers were a 1 seed last year, have tournament experience. They're veteran. They have good athleticism. They play defense, and Tony Bennett is the 2-time ACC Coach of the Year, so I like the Cavaliers to come out of the East. In the South, maybe some people would consider it an upset. Iowa State, another team that has veteran experience, just won the Big 12 championship, and they can score the basketball. They can get up and down. I don't think Duke and Gonzaga play quite enough defense for my liking, so I'll take the Cyclones in the South. In the West, Wisconsin. I'm a huge Badger fan. Frank Kaminsky, Sam Decker, those guys not only play defense, they're very efficient on the offensive end. And my surprise in the Midwest, Kentucky.
Yeah, everybody's good.
But they're only going to win. They're going to win one game by only 18 points. So that'll be a shocker.
And that's it. I mean, everybody likes Kentucky in this tournament. That's going to do it for us here on Southern Pigskin tonight. Back to you, buddy.
Thanks, Kevin. To show you how desperate we are for information about Florida Gator football, we've already got a bit of a controversy with the new coach. That's right. This week, when the Gators took the field for spring practice, there were more questions than answers because of limited access. Robbie Andrew, the Gainesville Sun, picked it up from there.
But we only get to see a couple of minutes of practice. Usually they're just stretching. So, we only had one meeting with McElwain. So, we're kind of in the dark as to what's going on out there. We basically see him stretch and do maybe an early drill, and then we're out of the gate 15 minutes into practice. So, there's really not a whole lot I can tell you. The thing I did notice, the tempo is incredible. I mean, there is no standing around. I mean, they're going from station to station. It's really up-tempo, a lot of energy. And, even the players said that they're getting in a lot more reps than they did before under Will Muschamp. So getting a bunch of reps and getting a lot of high-energy practice so far through 2 days.
You pretty much have to, because that's all you have at this point in time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And, now, I guess we could say we have a bit of a quarterback controversy, even if only in the minds of several media people. But already there's the story out about Mark Long, the AP, who kind of went off on McElwain about his, let's say less than truthful statement. I believe the phrase used car salesman was used in there someplace. I understand the frustration. You know this better than anybody. You had to deal with coaches all these years, and they're not sometimes, they're not straight up with you a lot of times. But what is your judgment of what he said on 1010XL about the fact that he wasn't shooting straight on the quarterback situation, and he sounded apparently from what he wrote like he was very frustrated. What is your take on that?
Well, I think people took this thing the wrong way, and I think that McElwain's message flew right over the heads of some people, and they took it the wrong way. McElwain was basically saying he knew who took the first rep. That's no big deal. Nobody's doubting that, but he was by saying who did take the first rep, is saying it doesn't mean anything now. It's the first 15 minutes of the first practice of the spring with two quarterbacks who are dead even. So what you have is a quarterback competition, nothing close to a controversy. This McElwain and Nussmeier don't know what these guys can do yet. They haven't been around them enough. So, if one guy takes the first reps, it means nothing. I think that's what McElwain was trying to get across to the media yesterday and everybody else, that it doesn't matter who took the first rep at quarterback. It's meaningless. It's the first day of spring. It's 15 minutes of the practice. It means nothing. So I think a lot of people miss that message. And the thing is, buddy, we haven't been around him enough to come up with an opinion like that. And I think, and I don't want to speak from Art, but I think his frustration goes back over the years of covering Florida football, where you have a difficult time sometimes getting honesty out of the coach. And Muschamp, wasn't forthright or forthcoming with injuries and things like that. So I think it's several years of frustration building up. We haven't been around McElwain enough to judge him one way or the other, I don't think. And he's going to be judged ultimately by how many games he wins. And he's been fine with us so far. I don't think there's a huge fan of media that they think he's a used car salesman by any means.
Well, I think your buddy's painted you that way now. But anyway, I'll ask Mark about that next time. I am interested to see Will Greer. I've seen nothing of Will Greer. What do you know of Will Greer?
Well, I mean, we only saw him for a few practices in the fall, buddy, in August, and it's really hard to judge him there. All I know is that he's got a very quick release. He looks like he can really throw the ball, but from what I've heard, he wasn't real good as far as picking up coverages and things early in August last year. I think that's like Treon Harris beat him up for the number 2 quarterback role there, in August, and that's why he was number 2 guy going into the season. But I think he's got a really big upside. I think he's more of a drop back quarterback, which if McElwain's going to run a pro, so I think he would seem a good fit for that. But the thing about Treon Harris, people that are saying Treon Harris maybe should transfer, there's a reason he was the number 2 quarterback last year, and you can't discount the fact that he started 6 games, and played in the SEC, went to Tennessee, came off the bench and won a game there. So, maybe Will Greer is a popular pick right now, but I certainly wouldn't discount Treon Harris' chances of being the quarterback.
Thanks, Robbie. Maybe we'll catch up with you next week for another chat to see if this little spat is deepened or maybe blown over. A little later, we'll check on Terry Bradshaw's mailbag. You may email Terry, as Tom said, at heyterrybradshaw@gmail.com, and maybe we'll use one of your comments on the show. Still to come, John Adams of the Knoxville News Sentinel, who says maybe the SEC won't be back at the seat of power this year in the college football playoffs. Next on Southern Pigskin Tonight.
More with Buddy Martin and Southern Pigskin Tonight on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network next.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Whenever you're searching for an attorney, you want somebody with knowledge who has a commitment to our community and our state. Such is the case with Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer. In everything from car and other motor vehicle accidents, work accidents, personal injury, and wrongful death cases. Daniel L. Hightower also handles Social Security disability and bankruptcy. Call him today at 352-629-7777 or check out danhightower.com. Daniel L. Hightower, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976.
Nestled in the heart of horse country, just off I-75 exit 354, the award-winning and newly refreshed Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala invites you to pamper yourself in one of our comfy guest rooms. Enjoy our free and fast Wi-Fi, heated outdoor swimming pool, 24-hour fitness center, and our deluxe continental breakfast. Other on-site amenities include a restaurant, putt-putt golf, and a car wash. Go happy, go Hojo at the Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
Does osteoarthritis bring frustration with every step? Do pain and stiffness affect your everyday activities? If so, you may be interested in a research study for the treatment of pain associated with osteoarthritis. Rinstar Medical Research is conducting a research study of an investigational medication for individuals between the ages of 40 and 75 and who have been treated for the pain associated with osteoarthritis for at least 3 months. Qualified participants will receive study-related medical care and investigational medication. Compensation for time and travel will be provided. To learn more about this osteoarthritis study, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. Again, that's 352-629-5800.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey Checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Now back to more Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin, on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
All right, one of the teams everybody's talking about is possibly a contender and a strong one in the SEC East and maybe even for the SEC Championship. Butch Jones has done a nice job. Another good recruiting class. They got some momentum in Knoxville. The ship appears to be turned around. We'll see what the Vols have this year. And with us to talk about SEC football and the Tennessee Vols is our friend John Adams of the Knoxville News Sentinel. I'm ready for some football. John, how about you?
Well, not spring football. I think that's one of the most overrated ventures of all time.
Well, when you're hungry for football, when you take it however you can get it, right? Arena. And by the way, there are a lot of different stories about SEC football this spring. We can go over a couple of the storylines real quick, and you can comment on them when you know what's happening at Florida with Jim McElwain. Steve Spurrier in South Carolina, obviously trying to turn that thing around after what he calls a good year, although it's 7-6 and an Independence Bowl win compared to what it could have been. And then Mark Richt looking for a quarterback at Georgia. A lot of interesting storylines out there. John, before we get to the Vols, which one of those or what other stories are intriguing you this spring, and what would we be able to tell about it?
Well, I think it's really, the East is really interesting because I guess disarray is not the right word, but when you think of the SEC as the best conference in college football, and it has been for a while, obviously, I don't think there's any debate about that. But I don't think it will be the best conference next season. I don't think it's going to put anybody in the championship playoff. I think there's going to be a drop-off this year, and I think particularly when you look at the SEC, there's so many question marks wherever you look, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Vanderbilt. Of course, there's a question mark at Vanderbilt. But you know what I mean? It's just there's no certainty. And even when you look at the West, as good as the West was this past season, you look at those teams in this upcoming season, and there's no sure thing. There's no team there that I'll look at and say, boy, that team could win the national title. I don't feel like that about any of those teams.
I'd agree with you that people are talking a lot smack about LSU bouncing back, but that's that program hasn't been up to speed. You can't be sure about Jacob Coker at Alabama, but certainly they got plenty of good players. Auburn, Gus Malzahn appears to be confident about his team, and there's teams like Arkansas we haven't brought up, who, by the way, finished strong last year. People say, you know what, maybe he's got them going the right way.
Well, I tell you, buddy, when you look at the SEC West and you just try and pick them, I've never had such a hard time picking a division in the SEC West. You have to put somebody last. And you look at hitting one of those 7 teams, and whereas I don't think there's a national championship contender among them, I think there's 7 teams, if things went the right way, all 7 are a top 25 possibility. So it's just really hard to decide which one of those teams you put first. I mean, you mentioned LSU. I think LSU has great talent. The quarterback question mark, though, is so big. And also LSU, under Les Miles, just has a history of playing the wrong guy. So if LSU just gets a quarterback who can manage the offense and not make big mistakes, I kind of would favor LSU, I think.
And by the way, a new defensive coordinator, John Chambers, now at Texas A&M. We haven't even mentioned Texas A&M or Mississippi State of Mississippi. So, yeah, there's a lot going on in the West there. But let's focus for a second on the Vols. You and I had an interesting conversation several years ago when they were trying to find a coach at Tennessee, and there was a flirtation with Charlie Strong. And it looked like he would be a great candidate, but apparently Charlie had a deal cut already and was going to Texas, which he did. In retrospect, Butch Jones has been a very good fit. for Tennessee. It looks like he's got, I won't say turn the corner, but let's just say he's got to go in the right direction. This team had impressive moments. A lot of it's going to be about Joshua Dobbs, probably, I guess, now. But what is all the buzz in Knoxville? I mean, you had another good recruiting class. A lot of people saying Tennessee's a dark horse to win the East.
Buddy, I really don't look at it as a dark horse to win the East. I think it should be the favorite. I mean, it's got 19 starters returning. It's had another great recruiting class, which will provide more depth. I think it has the best quarterback in the East. It's going to have two good running backs this year. Alvin Kamara, the junior college transfer, I think is going to have a tremendous season for Tennessee. They already had Jalen Hurd. The offensive line is still an issue. But you look around and you look at those two pass rush ends, best pass rush tandem in the SEC. You look at with Kurt Magid and Derek Barnett, and you look on the defense. One way I always evaluate teams in the SEC, not that it's infallible or anything, it's just the way I do it. I go through the raw depth charts and I look and I say, who do I think could be an all-SEC player from this team? And, I mean, the last few years, when you look at Tennessee, there's just, you might could say two maybe. But now you have 6 or 7 guys that you look at and say, well, they have that kind of potential. I just think the talent is up so much higher than it was in so many. I mean, this has been a downturn for a long time now. So I just think Tennessee has a lot of experience, and a lot of young talent. When you look at how it played against Iowa, I know Iowa's no top 25 team or anything, but Tennessee looked like a good team in that bowl game. The score was misleading. It wasn't that close of a game. And I think that kind of convinced me that Tennessee could be the favorite over Georgia to win the East.
Yes, and I'm with you. I don't think I would have used the word dark horse myself, but that's kind of the word people are attaching. I guess because the Vols haven't been there in a while. I mean, I
understand why. Yeah.
Can it be? I had a conversation with the old ball coach the other day. Excuse me, head ball coach. He's going to turn 70 in April. He doesn't want to be called old ball coach. The other day about the great rivalries, and of course, when he was at Florida, Florida State, maybe the best rivalry in the country for a couple of years. They were both battling for supremacy. And Tennessee, Florida was a huge game. Whoever won that game was going to be the team that was going to be the team to beat. You know, that was going to be the East champion, and, of course, the East was dominant. So Tennessee-Florida used to be a huge, huge rivalry. That's fallen off because Florida hasn't done much lately. So let's talk about rivalries in the SEC with John Adams, the Knoxville News Sentinel. When you hold up the best rivals, certainly Auburn and Alabama have to be right there at the top, and if not the country. But, you know, Tennessee used to have a great rivalry with Alabama. Talk about some of the rivalries Tennessee's got and whether they're now still rivals.
Well, it's hard to say they were rival to Alabama because they haven't beat them since Nick Saban went there. A lot of those games haven't been close. But I think Tennessee will be competitive against Alabama this year. You look at the Tennessee-Georgia rivalries, that's been a good rivalry. I think Tennessee, because of Steve Spurrier being from Tennessee, that's added something to the South Carolina-Tennessee rivalry. And, of course, you draw on what happened when he was at Florida. The Tennessee-Florida rivalry, as you mentioned, was such a big deal. So Tennessee has always had a lot of rivals, I think. And of course, the Alabama was the one that got most attention. But when they went into divisional play, I think those opponents, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, and, Kentucky and Tennessee, beating Tennessee is a huge deal for Kentucky. Beating Tennessee is a huge deal for Vanderbilt because they don't do it very often.
True. John, where do you come down on this whole thing? Which I think is going to be a non-issue, in my opinion, of freshman ineligibility.
Oh, that's never going to happen. That horse left the barn a long time ago. I just don't know. I don't see. You can't bring that back. That's almost like posturing when the Big Ten comes out with that. It's almost as though it's sounding like it cares more about the academic integrity, the student athlete, blah, blah, blah. There's no way that can happen now. college football is going, just using it as an example, it's just too big of a deal. You can't rein it in. You got the SEC and ESPN are joined at the hip. It's a huge business, and you can't say, oh, we got all these great players over here, but we're going to let them sit out and adjust to college football. I mean, come on. That's just not happening.
All right, let's talk about star power. This has been a league of star power. There probably are some great players that we haven't seen play yet. Nick Chubb, his last 3 games, he looked like Herschel Walker, didn't he?
I know. It's really one of the oddest things you've ever seen in the SEC. Seriously. I thought Todd Gurley was one of the all-time great running backs in the conference. I mean, right up there with some of the best players ever, kind of right below that Herschel Walker, maybe Bo Jackson. Just a great back. I liked everything about him as a running back. He's gone, and they bring in a guy, and he looks just as good. He's powerful. He's got speed. He can cut. I mean, you don't see that happen too often. That reminds me of the old days in Southern Cal when they had three running backs stacked that were all going to star in the NFL. That would be their depth chart in the old days. You just don't see that. Georgia's on a great run with running backs. I think Nick Chubb stands out above everybody when you talk about star power. And I think Dak Prescott at quarterback, but Dak Prescott, you put him at Alabama, and they're saying this guy's going to win the Heisman. But he's not at Alabama. He's not at Auburn. So I don't think there's much star power in this league as there has been in recent years.
Yeah, he's really where he's been. Dak Prescott's Panama City, where he got a little scrap there. It was
I saw that. I just read that story, and I'm going, if you're going to pick somebody to beat up on, you pick a 6'4", 230-pound guy. I mean, come on. I mean, drugs had to be involved in that decision.
For sure. John, we got 30 seconds. Let's talk about Matty Malk, who never gets any recognition in Missouri, and they seem like going to East every year. Matty Malk is a heck of a player. Why didn't he get more attention?
Because he was so inconsistent. Look, this one of the dumbest calls ever, but I made him preseason All-SEC quarterback in Prescott number 2. I really thought Matty Malk was going to have a huge year, but I watched him in every game, and he just was so inconsistent. He can make difficult plays. He looks like Johnny Manziel at times, but then at other times, he looks like he shouldn't be a starting quarterback in the SEC. And I don't know what to think of him this coming season. I just don't know.
Thanks, John. Be interesting to see if that SEC drop-off will surface this season. When you start making a list of the best college football coaches in America, that's a short one. Maybe Meyer and Saban and so forth. How come nobody brings up the name of a guy who won a national championship just 2 years ago and then went undefeated last year all the way to the semifinals? Our Schofield of Warchant.com weighs in on Jimbo Fisher next, right here on Southern Pigskin Tonight.
More with Buddy Martin and Southern Pigskin Tonight on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network next.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige. It's all there in our name. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Are you in the process of planning your wedding reception? Or are you planning that birthday party for someone special? Or maybe you're just looking to throw a party for yourself? Are you in charge of this year's company outing and looking for something fresh and fun to do? Well, KT Entertainment is your answer to all those questions. We provide music, trivia, and karaoke for everybody's enjoyment. If you would like to get in touch with KT Entertainment and find out about our competitive prices, call us at 352-512-2611. That's 352-512-2611. Or you can find us on the web at kt4fun.com. That's KT, the number 4, fun.com. So remember, whether it's a wedding reception, a party, or a company outing, it's KT Entertainment for all your karaoke, trivia, or musical needs.
Time now to spiff up your bling for spring. Make your rings look brand new. Our master jeweler at Goss & Son will rhodium finish your rings for just $69.95, regular price $75. It's like waxing your car. It brings that shine back and looks all brand new all over again. So come see us. Our downtown location, Goss & Son Jewelers, serving you downtown for 65 years.
Now back to more Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin, on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
People tend to forget about the fact that Florida State was so dominant in the last 2 years. And at the end, obviously, lost to a really great football team. It's funny that in conversations about the best coaches or the greatest coaches, what do you want to call them, in the country, you get your Urban Meyers and you get your Nick Sabans, and you may even get a Steve Spurrier. You might get, and very few people bring up the head coach of the Florida State University Seminoles. Gosh, I must be getting applause here for something I did. What was that? And that would be Jimbo Fisher. With us now on the program, I think he's at a basketball game, is the managing editor of warchant.com, Ira Schofel. Ira, are you at a game?
I'm actually at a baseball game. Sorry about that. It's guy for FSU just did a grand slam. So,
wow.
They went up 7-3 against UCF.
You know, just a reminder of what a great program in baseball Florida State's got, and to hear the enthusiastic cheers, it sounded like a football crowd there for a minute.
Yeah, afternoon game. It's a pretty good crowd, and it's like you said, it's been a good day for FSU sports.
Yes, and they do play other sports besides football. Anyway, my opening comments were about people who sort of overlook Jimbo. Why do you think that people don't bring his name up in that same context?
In terms of the best coaches in college football,
yes.
I mean, I think it's probably just a result of the fact that this is his first head coaching job, and I think there's and they also got off to a little bit of a slow start. His first year was a really good year. Second year, they were a little disappointing. And I think he had 4 losses, and then his third year they went to the Orange Bowl, but it wasn't real impressive. They lost a couple games they should have won, and so I think people were starting to doubt him a little bit as a head coach. And then he has the big year, obviously 2 years ago when they won the national title. And I think if last year, if they had followed that up with like a real kind of dominant season, that would have helped. But, all of their games, it seemed like they were getting lucky. They had those comeback wins, which was impressive, but I think a lot of people felt like it was, a little bit of smoke and mirrors because they had to come back to win so many of those games. I think if he can do it for another year or two, he might start getting up there, but I think right now people want to see a little bit more.
Yes, there are very few runs that like Urban Meyer's had. Now he's like, what is he, like 36-3 or something? And now Jimbo was, 36-1, whatever. That didn't happen much in college football anymore. And those are just, and like you say, you got to win several championships to be considered in that company. But nonetheless, Jimbo Fisher is starting a name that would go in that circle of the elite coaches. Let's talk about the new Florida State Seminoles football team. You lost a lot. They lost a lot, obviously, quarterback position and tight end and what have you. And, yeah, there's plenty of talent on that roster. Let's talk about next year's football team, how it might change and how it might look since Nicole Leary's gone, James Winston's gone, what have you, and Dalvin Cook is back, a guy they only discovered seemingly late in the season. But what a force he was late in the year.
Yeah, he really is. And I think there's, some people want to see Dalvin Cook maybe become, the focal point of the offense. Florida State, under Jimbo Fisher, has been more of a passing team that sets up the running game. But I think some people think with a new quarterback, Jameis Winston moving on, and, they expect Sean McGuire, a junior, to win the quarterback job. And, I think a lot of people would like to see them maybe focus a little bit more on the ground game, control it, play a little bit better defense, and win games that way. But I don't know. That's really never been Jimbo's nature. He's always been a throw it first kind of coach. He likes to be balanced, but he likes to start off by throwing the ball. So I'm curious to see what they do. But Dalvin Cook, is a rare talent. He's probably the best running back they've had here. You'd have to say probably since Warwick Dunn.
I think so. The best I've seen. Last time FSU ran the ball really well, in my opinion, was Warwick Dunn. He gets on that edge, and he is tough to bring down and uses that sideline. And he's got some scoots. He really does. He looks impressive. And he's a physically pretty good, although he took some hits early on in the year, as you pointed out, and found out this is a big boy football. He finally got his bearings, and I think he learned to run balanced and smart, and he knows how to use his blockers. And that burst of speed on the sideline, down the sideline, really makes him an exceptional running back. So I wouldn't blame Jimbo for wanting to run the offense around him. Defensively, what does it look like?
It's going to be a lot of the same guys. They only lost, really they shouldn't have lost anybody except that the 4 underclassmen leave. They both starting cornerbacks, P.J. Williams and Ronald Darby, both win the draft. And then also defensive tackle Eddie Goldman and defensive end Mario Edwards Jr. So they lost 4 really good players. They've got 7 guys back. And it's going to be some interesting battles. I think most of the attention is going to be on the cornerback spots and its safety because even though they've got a few of those defensive backs back, they didn't play well last year. FSU's secondary was pretty weak. It, definitely got exposed by Oregon in the playoff game. And then with P.J. Williams and Ronald Darby leaving, you got some openings. So they're going to want to see some of these young guys step up. They also have their one position switch going into the spring. Ryan Green, who was a big-time prospect at running back, is moving to cornerback. He played both ways in high school, so they want to see him compete for a cornerback job. And then I think even at safety, where they have 2 starters back, and Tyler Hunter and Nate and Jalen Ramsey and Nate Andrews is back as well. They've got a 5-star big-time freshman, Derwin James, out of Polk County coming in. And we've seen a little bit of him already going into spring practice, and he looks like a guy who might be able to play early. So I think most of the attention is going to be on that secondary and see if they can play better than they did this past year.
Let's talk about Jameis leaving. The way it looked in the final game, it was time for Jameis to go. I don't know what was said there on the sideline between he and Jimbo, but it wasn't pretty. Certainly, you got to give him a lot of ups for what he's done for the program, and even though he made some bad mistakes, he was a great player, and he brought them a lot of victories. Now the question is, can the loss of his athletic skills be balanced out with the fact that the annoyance factor, which he got to be a concern, would balance out some? Is that going to be a plus minus?
It's a tough call. I mean, there are definitely a lot of people who felt like it was time, even in the athletic department and around the program, and certainly some fans felt that way. But it's easy to say that, and then but now you have to live with the reality of who's going to take over that position. And really, for 2 years, I would argue that Florida State's had the best quarterback in the country, and so now you're going to go from that and that level of play to a guy who, if it's Sean McGuire, who's could be a solid college quarterback, but nobody expects to be a superstar. So, on the one hand, I think FSU fans are going to be happy to get a fresh start with the off-the-field stuff. But on Saturdays, I wouldn't be surprised if they're missing Jameis.
Well put. Let's look at the schedule. it's hard to tell about what a schedule will really be when you're looking at it in March because things change. But just a cursory glance down the schedule, really, it looks like a pretty good schedule for FSU. The first, let's say, 6-7 games at least, and except for the big games like Clemson naturally, and even maybe Florida, Georgia Tech is one. I'm not sure about Louisville. There's a lot of winnable games on the schedule.
Yeah, I think they've got a really tough stretch, kind of midway to start out the second half of the year where they've got
Louisville, Georgia Tech, Syracuse, Clemson,
Yeah, they got to go to Georgia Tech. They got to go to Clemson, and they get Louisville or Miami at home. I mean, that's 4 or 5 weeks there. That it's going to be tough. But like you said, they do get a nice cushion to start off. I mean, I think that there's a good chance they can be 4 or 5 or 5-0, something like that, going into that stretch. And then really their season is going to come down to those 2 or 3 weeks because you think they'll beat Miami at home. You would think that they've won their last 500 Jimbo Fisher against Miami. At home against Louisville, you'd like their chances there. But Georgia Tech's the pick to win the Coastal Division. They got to go to Georgia Tech, and then they also have to go to Clemson, who will probably be the pick to win certainly the Atlantic, if not the whole conference. So, I think it's going to come down to those 2 or 3 weeks, and then late in the year they have to go to Gainesville. So I just think it's going to be the first half of the season. I think Florida State could be in really good shape, but they're going to have to answer all the questions, like on defense, we talked about, and then also really solidify what's going on at quarterback going into that stretch.
Well, I got about a minute to go real quick. I just say this. I know that Florida has been down for a while, and Florida State's certainly taking advantage of that. It's been a terrific recruiting year, again, for Florida State, just reloading. In about 30 seconds, sum up how much better this team might be with the recruits they got this year, despite losing their quarterback.
It's been the recruiting has been hot and heavy. I mean, I think they're only expected to sign about 20 guys this year, and they already have 12 commitments. They got their 12 commitments today. And that's the thing. I mean, if you look back cyclically over, college football, in terms of, when Florida State's been up or when Florida's been up or Miami's been up, the other two always come back pretty strong. And I think what Jimbo looks at right now is he feels he has to figure out a way to keep this going, to keep the momentum going on recruiting to extend that lead and not let those other teams catch up.
Thanks to Ira Schofel of warchant.com. You can mark this down. Somebody in the ACC has got to prove they're better than the champions. And right now, the Seminoles have to be among the top 4 or 5 teams in preseason polls. So I expect more of the same. As we started filling out our NCAA basketball brackets, it got me to thinking about what a football tournament would look like with an Elite Eight. Tom and I will share those thoughts next. Let's hear from Terry Bradshaw right here on Southern Pigskin Tonight.
More with Buddy Martin and Southern Pigskin Tonight on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network next.
Chip, you never cease to amaze me. What in the world are you building with all those sticks and cardboard?
Well, Mr. Marketing Guy, I'm making signs to announce the great lease offers at Ford Lincoln of Ocala and Village Ford of Bellevue.
Really? What do you plan on calling it?
Sign and Ride. Get it?
That's not how it works. Sign and Ride is all about fantastic lease offers on Fusions, Escapes, Fiestas, Explorers, and remaining 2014 Focuses.
Wait a minute. If I understand correctly, Sign and Ride would mean 0 down payment?
Right.
0 first month's payment?
Right again.
And 0 due at signing?
Now you're on the right track. Don't waste time. Head to Ford Lincoln of Ocala and Village Ford of Bellevue today and see how easy it can be to drive off in America's favorite brand.
And if you're planning to buy a new Ford, 0% financing for 72 months on select new 2015 Fords.
Whether you buy or lease, now's the best time to head to Ford Lincoln of Ocala or Village Ford of Bellevue, your family of Ford dealerships where we've got what it takes.
Not all buyers or models qualify for Sign and Ride offer or 0% financing. See dealer for complete details.
If you've been hearing about the crowd at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill and were worried because you couldn't get in, I've got some good news for you. Seating is now available. While you're there, look up Chef Dave Del Rio. He'll buy you a drink. Now is the time for you to finally see firsthand what your friends are talking about at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Louisiana menu. Check out those gorgeous Lake Weir sunsets. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill on beautiful Lake Weir. Seating now available.
When you were a kid, you had all sorts of toys. Toy cars, boats, trucks, entire toy boxes full of fun. Of course, you never really outgrow your toys, do you? It's just that now, instead of a box full, you have a garage full. Cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, and more. As you get older, your love of toys just gets stronger. So protect those toys the best way possible by switching to Allstate. An Allstate agent can help do the switching, paperwork, bundle all your policies together, and even find you a bunch of discounts. So if you love your toys, make sure you protect your toys by making one call to an Allstate agent.
Protect all your toys with Allstate and the McDonald Agency. Established in 1985, we have offices in Ocala and the Villages to better serve you. Give us a call at 622-2333. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Are you in good hands?
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name. If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, it's our business to make your business better. Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
Now back to more Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin.
Okay, we're taking a little liberty here with the name Southern Pigskin when it comes to hoops, but bear with us in this segment because you'll see how closely they do compare. After all, the current college football playoff was modeled after March Madness, but shorter. So Tom and I thought we'd give you our Elite Eight for basketball, and then we try to take a look at one of the preseason top 8 polls and see if we could do that in football as well.
So let me get this right, buddy. We got an Elite Eight in both sports?
You got it. That's correct. Okay, let's use Fox's preseason top 8. That's number 1, Ohio State. Number
Is this
2,
for football or basketball?
This is football. It's Fox's preseason top 8. We couldn't have a preseason in the middle of a season, Tom. That's called postseason, okay? Just in case you know. I know it's difficult for you Georgia Southern guys, but that's how it works. Number 1, Ohio State. Number 2, TCU. Number 3, Baylor. Number 4, Oregon. Number 5, Florida State. Number 6, Auburn. Number 7, Alabama. Number 8, Michigan State. And that's what you got for a top 8. Here's round 1 from me, and then you give me yours. Ohio State beats Michigan State, plays Alabama. Alabama upsets TCU. Auburn upsets Baylor, and FSU beats Oregon. Next, Ohio State beats Alabama. Auburn beats FSU. And it's Ohio State versus Auburn for the national championship in football. Buckeyes win again.
Surprise, surprise. You got Urban Meyer winning the national championship.
Let's see, who won it last year? Oh, I'm sorry.
I have Ohio State beating Michigan State easily, buddy. But I got TCU that holds on against a young Alabama team. Auburn, I think they upset Baylor with not too much fanfare. And then Oregon once again dominates Florida State. Oregon then loses a close one to the SEC representative Auburn. Ohio State finally meets a defense that can handle its 3-quarterback monster that is the Heisman Trophy candidates, all 3 of them. So TCU holds on there. And then, as you know, buddy, defense wins championships. So TCU defeats Oregon to win it all. I got TCU as your sexy national champions.
I believe this is about the 5th year you've had Oregon in the finals, I believe. TCU, I won't hold you to that, Tom. Let's go basketball here. All right, let's go. In the Midwest, of course, the tournament's already underway. Kentucky beats Notre Dame and plays Arizona from the South, who has upset Wisconsin to get there. This is just the Elite Eight now. In the East, Michigan State, by virtue of upsetting Villanova, plays Duke from the South, who has beaten Gonzaga to get there. Semifinals, Kentucky beats Arizona. Duke beats Michigan State, champion. The Kentucky Wildcats beat the Duke Blue Devils to go clean all the way to the title.
Buddy, history is not on your side, being Indiana was the last team to go clean all the way to the national title, and that was in 1976. My Elite Eight looks like Kentucky and Notre Dame, with Notre Dame beating Kentucky to move into the Final Four. Wisconsin and Arizona in the West make the Elite Eight, and I got Arizona beating Wisconsin to move into the Final Four. I got Villanova and Virginia, 1 versus 2 in the East, with 2 winning out Virginia. And then I got Iowa State as a 3 seed against Duke in the South, with Iowa State winning. So my Final Four is Iowa State, Virginia, Notre Dame, and Arizona. Virginia beats Iowa State in a close one. Notre Dame controls Arizona in a close one. Then I got Notre Dame beating Virginia in the championship game. I got the Fighting Irish all the way to the national championship this year in basketball.
Okay, Tom. So I got Kentucky and Ohio State, right? Yes. Basketball, football. And you got TCU and who winning in basketball?
The Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Oh, my goodness gracious. All right. Time now to join Terry Bradshaw to open up his mailbag, wherever we may find him, Tom. Hey, Terry, where do we find you this time?
I'm watering a plumeria plant in the guest house that Tammy and I bought at Walmart 2 years ago. It was about a foot tall. We kept it inside the house, and we put it out in the summer. It's now 4.5 feet tall with blossoms all over it, and it's in the kitchen.
Well, this is a new one. We found you every place, including the chicken coop and running down the highway. Now we got the gardener working for us. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm working in the garden.
Well, I'm over here. Buddy, this is stuff I didn't used to do.
I know.
I'm married now, and now I'm unscrewing a steam thing so that she can put steam, a humidifier, on the plumeria. So
you're just getting versatile. You are so versatile.
I am now.
All right, so given that, you always ask those cards and letters when we sing, every time. You got them this time, Terry. You got some questions. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Some kind of weird ones today. I don't know about these questions. We need to tell folks they can write you at heyterrybradshaw@gmail.com. But here you go. I got what I got. All right. One comes from Nancy in Brunswick, Georgia. Do you think LeBron James could go and play tight end right now in the NFL?
No, he could not. He wouldn't have a clue just because he's a big old powerful man, and doesn't mean that would translate over into football. Got to learn how to block. He's almost too tall. He would have a hard time getting leverage on people. Now, would he be good? Would he be good down inside the 10 and stuff like that? Possibly, but it wouldn't take but a couple of passes his way before they jam him at the line. He would have to learn so many techniques. Great athlete, powerful body, but I don't think he could go right now and play. Absolutely not.
Let's go to Gerald in Ocala, who says, regarding the Des Bryant catch or no catch, should the NFL change its rules on what is considered a football move, and did Des Bryant catch that ball?
Well, I think they'll revisit it for sure. I'm not going to say for sure, since when did they listen to me? But I would think that it's going to be on the docket, or at least it should be. He did catch it, but he didn't, as they say, as the rule defines it, he didn't complete the process. Basically what happens, folks, you have to catch it, and you have to basically just hand it to the ref. And that ensures a complete catch. But when he reached for the end zone, buddy, and hit the ground, that's when the ball came loose, and that's when they ruled it not completing the process. Had he simply caught it, which he did, pulled it to his body, which he didn't, and not tried to extend it, and he'd have landed on the ground at probably the 2-yard line, and he would have had a chance to go ahead by a point.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good analysis. Now, can you sing that well?
Yeah, I sing real good.
All right. Let's give a little happy trails out there to all our friends and neighbors.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. I'm gonna wrap it up real fast. Grab my ball of cash and say good night to Buddy.
I guess it's time now for me to say goodnight.
Buddy, before you say goodnight, I don't want the audience to forget, they can reach us on Twitter at SPigskinTonight. That's SPigskin, the number 2, NITE, if you want to find us on Twitter.
On behalf of the guys from 3 and Out, our guests Robbie Andrew, John Adams, and Ira Schofeld, and my broadcast partners Terry Bradshaw and Tom Schmitz, I'm Buddy Martin, knowing full well that my basketball brackets will be crashing and burning even before the weekend is over. Hashtag down here.
This has been a production of Southern Pigskin Tonight in association with Buddy Martin Media, produced from the studios of WOCA Ocala. This has been Southern Pigskin Tonight with your host, Buddy Martin, on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account, plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account open. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is the place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
Imagine yourself in a quaint bistro right in the heart of a charming French village about to indulge in real French cuisine. Located in beautiful, vibrant downtown Ocala, La Cuisine offers authentic French cuisine and wine from an award-winning menu. Patrice and Elodie moved to Ocala in 2009 because they fell in love with it. And you're going to fall in love with La Cuisine if you haven't already. La Cuisine offers a quick bite for lunch or a leisurely dinner in a comfortable and relaxed setting. So call La Cuisine of Ocala today at 352-433-2570. It's like a direct call to Paris.
If you missed Southern Pigskin Tonight recently, you missed Urban Meyer talking about what it takes to man up.
You hear the term man up or next man ready, and everyone says that. We've certainly been a part of situations where that hasn't happened, where the next man wasn't ready. Obviously, the credit goes to the player first.
So join us every Thursday at 5 p.m. for Southern Pigskin Tonight, right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Federal investigators are all over Claiborne County, Mississippi, looking into the mysterious hanging death of a black man.
There are approximately 30 agents from the FBI and other state and local agencies who are out trying to identify friends and family that we can gather additional information.
Don Always, the FBI's special agent in charge. Both sides in the fracking debate not happy with new guidelines laid out by the president.
The Obama administration has set new standards for energy companies drilling for natural gas on federal land. The new rules would require energy companies to build wells with concrete barriers, disclose the chemicals they use to extract the natural gas, and follow new guidelines for storing wastewater. The petroleum industry calls these new rules redundant and expensive. Environmentalists say the new standards are too low and favorable to the gas industry.
Fox Business Network's Rich Edson. The NYPD examining whether alcohol played a part in a pre-dawn crash that killed 3 off-duty New Jersey cops. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Geico Motorcycle presents Reflections from the Road.
Let me tell you, the road is a much more relaxing place since I switched to Geico Motorcycle Insurance and started saving money. With that taken care of, now I can think about deep, important things. Like how come it's a pair of pants when there's only one of them? A real brain teaser. But hey, at least saving money with Geico Motorcycle is as easy as pie. What does that mean anyway?
Geico Motorcycle Insurance. See how much you could save.
You're running your business, and we at Wix.com know things can get stressful. But creating your website doesn't have to be. With Wix, you can create a professional website all by yourself. It's easy and free. You don't have to be a programmer. Just drag and drop everything into place. It's your website, your style. Show the world what you can do. Go to Wix.com and create your own stunning website today. It's easy and free.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offered and include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Your weekends are getting a little retool.
Swear to God, not making a joke.
Check this out. New shows? Check. We are Force. Some new talent? Check. Let's welcome the guys.
Let's get it going.
Arnie Spanier.
Unbelievable.
TJ Reeves.
This is what you get.
Your weekends are on fire.
Because that's how exotic it is.
We are Force.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
One listener at a time. Get ready to save more, spend less, and avoid getting ripped off. This is Clark Howard.
Welcome to the Clark Howard Show, where it's all about you learning ways to save more and spend less. And don't let anybody ever rip you off. ClarkHoward.com is where you can save big money. And follow me on Facebook at Facebook.com/Clark Howard. Coming up in just 20 minutes. Bait and switch. I hate bait and switch. When somebody offers you a deal and then rips you off. We're going to talk about the pay TV ripoff and what to look out for. Yet another pay TV company's gotten in trouble for ripping people off. I'm going to tell you how they've been playing the game and what you need to know to protect yourself. In a half hour from now, doing your tax return, you may find there's a penalty waiting for you if you did not buy health insurance. I have new news for you about what you can do about that a half hour from now. Talk about something that is just a fact for many people. It's hard for a lot of us to save money. We just can't seem to get it done. And the odd thing is when you look at all the math that people crunch about savers and spenders and all that, obviously people do more saving overall as their income goes up. But believe it or not, there are many people who never made a lot of money who by the end of a career or working lifetime end up millionaires. And there are many people at the other end of the spectrum who always made a lot of money who are broke, perma-broke. And you can see this all through income levels. So building a savings habit is core and key to getting ahead of the game if you've always been behind the eight ball. You've always owed money. You've never been able to save money. That's why you may have heard me talk about my penny plan. You know, that you start saving a penny of each dollar that you make through a retirement plan at work. And I guarantee you won't miss it, and then every 6 months, step it up another penny. And the penny plan, before you're done, is going to end up creating real financial security for you. But half of people don't have access to a retirement plan at work. And you need it to be automatic. So I talked before about Digit, and I expressed some mixed feelings about Digit because Digit doesn't pay you interest, but is an automated program that gets you to save money. What Digit does is it's a separate FDIC insured savings account, and they use artificial intelligence to figure out, based on your spending patterns and your income, when you have a little extra money sitting around, or they think you do, and they come in and they snatch it out of your checking account and slap it into your savings account. Still your money, but they get it out of your active checking account so that you are saving money even without lifting a finger. That's the idea. And so Digit is not for everybody. And again, the idea that you're not receiving any interest isn't as important now as it will be in the future, because we're paid so little interest on our savings. But for you, if you will not save, the Digit program is a great alternative. It is a potential way for you to develop the savings that you just never have gotten around to. You know, most programs that are for the small income earner end up charging you a good bit of money. You know, I've talked about some of the ones in the past that I couldn't get excited about because the fees you'd be charged were greater than what you'd have from any interest you'd earn. But I want you to look at this. The actual web address is digit.co. Why do they have a CO? So not .com, digit.co. And I love they have a picture of the brain with a 60-second explanation video. Save money without thinking about it. Our number, 877-87-CLARK. Melanie is with us on the Clark Howard Show. Melanie, your son is an entrepreneur.
That's correct.
I love that. You know I love that, right?
Well, I do. And he's a public school teacher, so he plans to do this in the summers and on the side to help augment that public school teacher salary.
Well, that sounds like a great plan, but what about some time off for himself? Is he going to take any time off ever?
He is. He's going to schedule the times that he wants to work in the summer and only take so many jobs that he feels like he can get done.
Well, great. Well, how can I be of help with his new venture?
Well, he's looking at whether to buy a truck or lease a truck for the business, but also to use for some private use. And he's looked online and got just varying advice everywhere. So we thought we'd give you a shot and see what your advice is.
Right. So there's a couple of different ways that people look at this, which is why any information you look at would be so confusing.
Okay.
So let's deal first with a really practical thing with business use of a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And many times when you're starting up a business, you would eat up too much of your available capital buying a vehicle outright. Then you don't maybe have the money available to operate the business.
Right.
So then the question comes, do you do a traditional loan where you're buying the vehicle or do a lease?
Right.
Now, is this going to be a work truck kind of vehicle?
Yes, it will be.
So if it's a work truck kind of vehicle, the problem with leasing one is that it loses so much of its value, just like a car would in the first few years. But the difference is with a truck, who really cares if a truck gets ugly over time?
Yeah.
And so a truck usually is better to purchase, even if the purchase has to be financed with a loan, versus a lease. The lease will be cheaper per month, but it's a very expensive thing because after 3 years usually, then the vehicle goes back and he's got to start all over again.
Right.
So is he a pretty practical kind of guy?
He is very practical, yes.
So my favorite thing for him to do then would be to buy maybe a 3 or 4 year old truck.
Okay.
And then you lower the cost so much because the first owner has eaten half the value of that vehicle.
That's true, yep.
And even then, if he finances it, yes, the interest rate will be higher on a loan for a 3 or 4 year old vehicle, but that would be a very low cost per month because the actual cost of the vehicle would be so much cheaper.
Well, that makes really good sense.
All right, now let me tell you why there's so much confusion online about what to do. If you talk to a CPA who does tax, an enrolled agent or whatever, they look at this question strictly from a business use, expense, tax form standpoint.
Right.
And they're always going to talk about leasing.
Okay.
But taxes should not make decisions for you. They can influence decisions, but they shouldn't make them. And the overriding issue for me is that especially if your son buys the used truck and if he has to finance it, he owns it at the end of the loan and he still has an asset that he's able to operate and use for his business. And that's why I'd say buy, don't lease, and buy used, not new.
See, I told him you would have the answer for him.
Now, it doesn't mean the answer's right, but it's what I believe is the right answer. And this is an area where there will be a differences of opinion, as you saw online. And I hope he has great success with his business. James joins us on the Clark Howard Show. Hi, James.
Hey, Clark. How you doing?
Great. Thank you, James. How can I be of service to you?
Well, I had a question for you. I signed up with Credit Karma to monitor my credit. I heard about it on your show. I guess it was a couple days ago. I downloaded the podcast. And I was curious if there are any dangers with allowing them to monitor my credit, or is it going to affect my credit or expose me to any type of dangers?
With any organization that you choose to give information to. As an example, I talk about Mint.com as a really good budgeting and expense tracking tool, M-I-N-T. And with Mint, people ask, but what happens if Mint gets cracked into? And that's always an issue with any financial site we use. With Credit Karma, yes, if they had some kind of hack, there might be some level of risk. But sites like Credit Karma and Mint know that it could be a life and death reputational event if they were to get hacked and people who've trusted them end up having their information compromised. So I'm confident that some of these free sites where you get access to the stuff for free in return for them being able to present offers to you are worth the risk, because on the one hand, you know that you're getting all this information, James. On the other, there's the concern, the what if they were to be hacked into. And I see that the reward outweighs the risk and makes it worth you using.
Gotcha. So you can just kind of get on, because I get on there, and I don't check it all the time, but I just figured my wife and I live out of the country, and so I figured, we have our accounts in the States and different things, and so I said, I'm just going to try it out and see what it looks like and make sure there's nothing funky on my report, or at least, two of the reports. But I can get on there and look around every once in a while and just, look at the different tabs, and it doesn't do anything to my actual credit. It's just a tool that's available there for me without hurting my actual
Exactly. Will not
credit.
affect your credit at all. So now I'm really curious. Your phone connection is fantastic. Where in the world are you?
We live in the northern part of France.
Really? And are we on some kind of internet-based phone call?
Yes. It's working now. It didn't work. Sometimes I try and make calls and it works. Sometimes it doesn't. I have a cell phone here, though, that has a good plan. I can call the States and different countries, and it's all included. So I usually use my cell phone, but this is the actual internet-based phone, and it seems to be working.
Wow. Okay. I'm very impressed. I'm just dying with curiosity. Then what internet-based phone service are you using? Is it a French one, or is it one that
It's an American one. It's actually Vonage.
And the Vonage is working well for you. Is it like $10 a month?
It is. I called in, and they don't tell you. I guess they don't advertise it, but you can get on that $9.99 a month if you call in and kind of haggle them a little bit. They said they're not really wanting to do it anymore. I got myself on it and my parents on it. They live in Mexico.
Well, right now it's perfect, and I'm glad for that. And I am so glad you're doing such a good job saving money, and it's very smart as an expat that you're monitoring your credit health. Good for you. This is the Clark Howard Show.
Every day, millions of people suffer from good health.
I hate feeling so good all the time. What's right with me?
If you're in optimal health, chances are you're taking all-natural Texas Superfood.
It's so annoying getting a good night's sleep. I am so awake every day.
Each bottle is packed with over 55 fruits and vegetables picked at their peak. Then we add nothing.
Just once, I'd like to experience intestinal discomfort just like everybody else.
So your body gets all the benefits of fresh, ripe, nutrient-rich produce, and that's all.
I wish I could get sick more often, especially during flu season.
No pesticides, no animal products, no fillers, sweeteners, or artificial anything.
Why do I have so much energy? Why?
Visit us at trytexassuperfood.com or call us at 844-START-55 today to get started on your path to the healthiest version of you. Available only at trytexassuperfood.com.
Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost you thousands. But with the PMI Advantage from Quicken Loans, you may never have to pay those expensive monthly mortgage insurance premiums again. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I'm excited to tell you that the Quicken Loans PMI Advantage is our lender-paid mortgage insurance program. You see, we pay the PMI so you don't have to. Make the smart call and talk to one of our home loan experts today at 800-QUICKEN. You'll learn how the Quicken Loans PMI Advantage can give you more options, more flexibility, and may save you thousands when you refinance. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And this year, for the first time, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. To learn more, call us at 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN, or visit us at QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
On Mondays, AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Bern Pareso. She's the president and CEO of Good for All Incorporated, coming in to talk to us about medical providers in Marion County.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite size.
And then Nibiu Abibi is coming on, speaking about the importance of taking a community-based, consumer-centered approach to improving employee health.
Representatives from Kimberly Center for Child Protection and the Department of Children and Families will be in the studio. They'll be speaking about Child Abuse Prevention Month, which will be happening in April.
And then Matt Gibbs will be answering your questions about your cars on his program, Auto Repair with Personal Care.
Delsa Darlene, the founder of Kid Genius, will be speaking about Autism Awareness Day on April 2nd.
And then Mitchell Moffat and Greg Brown will be on the air with us. They're co-founders of something called the ASAP Science YouTube channel, speaking about answers to the world's weirdest questions. All of that plus Fun with Joe on Mondays, AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM. You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Are you tired of not using your home's outdoor space for entertaining or relaxation because of all the bugs and leaves? Consider adding a beautiful screen room or glass enclosure. We are Superior Aluminum and Design, a family-owned and operated business with 20 years experience in the aluminum industry, and we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau. If you appreciate superior workmanship, call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superiораluminumdesign.com.
Hospice of Marion County has an urgent need for volunteers to share a conversation with someone, run errands, hold someone's hand. All you need is a willingness to help others. Our volunteers believe the blessings they receive far exceed the services they offer. Will you consider serving, caring, and making a difference? Call today, 873-7441. Hospice of Marion County, making more moments of life possible.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
We are The Source, WOCA, news, talk, sports, and more.
Here on the Clark Howard Show, we do the Clark-rageous moment so that you will be up to date on ways somebody might try to pick your pocket to take advantage of you. Today, well, the focus of today's Clark-rageous moment has the distinction of being a repeat visitor to the Clark-rageous moment.
Scams, ripoffs, outrages. It's a Clark-rageous moment.
So very early when we started the Clark-rageous moment years ago, DirecTV was the focus of the Clark-rageous moment, and they're back, now accused by the federal government for lying to you with offers for pay TV, just like the phone calls I've gotten from people about DirecTV. So here's the deal, and you need to know this with any pay TV provider. Anything they say to you, you want in writing. You want confirmation. But with the DirecTV thing, it's why they were Clark-rageous years ago. They do these teases where they offer you a deal on monthly program packages, and then in mice type, it's only good for 1 year, but you are under contract to DirecTV with huge cancellation penalties for 2 years. So you get the teaser rate for a year, and then the second year, they charge huge money for the same exact program package that they offered you the great teaser rate the first year. It is deceptive. It is dishonest. It is rotten. It is crooked. It is unacceptable. Now, you may think that I would only say something bad about Comcast, another pay TV operator, but the reality is it is a sector that is infested with people who don't know how to shoot straight with you. That's why if you were ever offered a deal by one of the pay TV services and they make you an offer on the phone, let's say, for example, you're canceling your service and they say, wait, what if we offer you this instead of you canceling? And you say, wow, that's a great deal. I'll take it. And then the bill comes the next month and it's nothing like that. And you call up and you say, wait, I was promised, blah, 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 blah. They say, oh, we see nothing like that. That's why before you go forward with an offer, either to renew with any provider or to start service with any provider, for pay TV, for high-speed internet, whatever, you require that they confirm it with an email to you with what you're being offered and what it will cost you. And if it doesn't match up with what you thought you were told on the phone, you dial those clowns right back. It's your money. Know that one of the Clark-rageous things with pay TV is they play fast and loose with your wallet. Don't let them. This is the Clark Howard Show.
Geico Motorcycle presents Reflections from the Road.
Let me tell you, the road is a much more relaxing place since I switched to Geico Motorcycle Insurance and started saving money. With that taken care of, now I can think about deep, important things. Like how come it's a pair of pants when there's only one of them? A real brain teaser. But hey, at least saving money with Geico Motorcycle is as easy as pie. What does that mean anyway?
Geico Motorcycle Insurance. See how much you could save.
Hey, Bob, how's business? Is the new website helping?
Not good. I can't figure out how to get the website finished. How did you do it?
Easy. I called Web.com. They built my website for free. Then they promoted it on all the search engines.
Like Google, Yahoo, and Bing?
Exactly. And Web.com has helped grow my business so much, I had to bring on new staff.
Hey, if Web.com did it for you, they're perfect for me.
Call now, 1-800-535-8815. That's 1-800-535-8815. Again,
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Fox
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Federal investigators are all over Claiborne County, Mississippi, looking into the mysterious hanging death of a black man.
There are approximately 30 agents from the FBI and other state and local agencies who are out trying to identify friends and family that we can gather additional information.
Don Always, the FBI special agent in charge. Both sides in the fracking debate not happy with new guidelines laid out by the president.
The Obama administration has set new standards for energy companies drilling for natural gas on federal land. The new rules would require energy companies to build wells with concrete barriers, disclose the chemicals they use to extract the natural gas, and follow new guidelines for storing wastewater. The petroleum industry calls these new rules redundant and expensive. Environmentalists say the new standards are too low and favorable to the gas industry.
Fox Business Network's Rich Edson. The NYPD examining whether alcohol played a part in a pre-dawn crash that killed 3 off-duty New Jersey cops. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Geico Motorcycle presents Reflections from the Road.
Let me tell you, the road is a much more relaxing place since I switched to Geico Motorcycle Insurance and started saving money. With that taken care of, now I can think about deep, important things. Like how come it's a pair of pants when there's only one of them? A real brain teaser. But hey, at least saving money with Geico Motorcycle is as easy as pie. What does that mean anyway?
Geico Motorcycle Insurance. See how much you could save.
You're running your business, and we at Wix.com know things can get stressful. But creating your website doesn't have to be. With Wix, you can create a professional website all by yourself. It's easy and free. You don't have to be a programmer. Just drag and drop everything into place. It's your website, your style. Show the world what you can do. Go to Wix.com and create your own stunning website today. It's easy and free.
Vickers sidelined again and qualifying tonight in California. I'm Woody Kane. Those stories next on NASCAR Today.
Gears will grind, brakes will glow, and sheet metal will tear when NASCAR returns to the tight, testy half-mile of Martinsville Speedway. Feel the rumble of Martinsville Speedway up close, beginning with the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series Kroger 250 on Saturday, March 28th. The laps double, but the excitement triples on Sunday, March 29th, when the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series enters the half-mile of mayhem for the STP 500. The action-packed short track promises edge-of-your-seat thrills. Tickets are available right now by calling 877-RACE-TICKS or visit martinsvillespeedway.com.
Whether you long to see the majestic Rocky Mountains or the warm sandy beaches of Florida, get there in a Tom Johnson Camping Center RV. The nation's #1 rated RV dealer, Tom Johnson's service and selection are second to none, with one of the largest inventories in the country, from pop-ups to motorhomes. Check out the RV of your dreams, wherever you are, at TomJohnsonCamping.com, or visit our locations by Charlotte Motor Speedway and the Blue Ridge Mountains.
First thing today at Auto Club Speedway of Southern California, Michael Waltrip Racing said driver Brian Vickers, just back after recovering from heart surgery, would sit out again this weekend after a recurrence of blood clots that had sidelined him previously. Waltrip, co-owner Rob Kaufman, and Team GM Ty Norris tapped Brett Moffitt to fill in the 55 car after he ran well at Atlanta.
For the foreseeable future, Brett's definitely our guy, but this just happened. So Rob's in England, and Ty and I have been in constant contact with Rob, and we're going to get through this weekend, and we'll have a plan next week to share with everyone.
We've got live coverage of qualifying tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time. Kurt Busch was quickest in practice today. The rest of our weekend broadcast schedule is at MRN.com. I'm Woody Kane. This is NASCAR Today on the Motor Racing Network.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Welcome to the Clark Howard Show, where it's all about you learning ways to save more and spend less. And don't let anybody ever rip you off. Our number, 877-87-CLARK on the web, clarkhoward.com. Follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/Clark Howard. Some people are getting a rude shock when they go to file their income tax return, and they're hit with a penalty for not having purchased health insurance. And the penalties that you have for last year's return are not that big. They start at under $200 and go up from there. But this year, the penalties step up quite a bit. And the idea is the penalties become more punitive over the years ahead to try to force people who don't want health insurance to have health insurance by making the pain of not having it so severe that you'll buy it. Now that's the stick. The carrot is that we have an amnesty period going on right now where people subject to the penalty for not having health insurance can buy health insurance, and it's almost like a retroactive purchase. It eliminates the penalty. So it's a safe harbor, amnesty, whatever you want to call it. There are millions of people subject to the penalty who are eligible under this amnesty period. And number of people, somewhere maybe 4 million or so, who are in the penalty box right now. I know that anytime I talk about Obamacare, that always brings up the political stuff that's really raw about it. And the Republicans have voted to eliminate Obamacare 3,000 million times since it was adopted. The Supreme Court will have a lot to say about it in the case that they're hearing about state subsidies or federal subsidies for the purchase of health insurance on state exchanges and all that. But I can only talk about the way it exists at this moment. And the way the rules work right now, you are required to have it in most cases. And if you don't have it, the law calls for these very unpopular penalties. So I just want you to know that if you are not a big income earner, the health insurance available through the exchange is extremely inexpensive because of the subsidies that you get based on your income. And the bigger a family you have, if you're a single individual, this doesn't apply to you, but if you're a big family group, the subsidies become easier to qualify and defray most of the cost of buying a health insurance policy. We're going to talk with Hector. Hector, welcome to the Clark Howard Show. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
Well, let's see if I can make you do great here.
I have been fighting with the credit reporting agencies for the past about 5 years. I have normally very good credit rating, but my records have been, let's say, merged with somebody else with a very similar name, and I've tried to dispute them. They will erase them from my records, but I wait a few months.
And then they get married again.
Yes.
All right. And married files, the credit bureaus will admit themselves, are one of the holes in their systems that they have failed miserably to deal with, that people of same or similar names end up with their files married, and if one of the two has credit issues, it demolishes the credit reputation of the other to the point that it could cost you a job, may make you not able to get good auto or homeowners insurance or much higher rates, obviously keep you from getting credit, potentially keep you from buying a home. And it is a terrible problem that the only solution people have ever come up with for, Hector, is what? You want to guess?
I have no idea.
The only thing that someone who's had a problem like yours, where it goes on and on and on, you say for 5 years now, and the credit bureaus don't put enough priority on it, they don't do anything to make it stop permanently. The only way people have ever gotten the credit bureaus to fix a married file is to sue them.
Okay.
And you don't have to have a lawyer to sue Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian. And this is causing enough harm in your life that I would encourage you to consider suing the 3 credit bureaus in small claims court where you live for failing to correct these married files. Because what happens is... Go ahead.
I don't necessarily have to show that I have had a loss because of my credit rating.
No, all you're trying to do is get them to fix it.
Right.
And so what happens for the credit bureaus is it becomes an expensive thing because they then have to pay lawyers to come. You don't have to have a lawyer, but they have to pay lawyers to come explain to the judge why they can't fix your credit. Now, my experience in the past is that if you will sue each of the bureaus, that they'll contact you and say, well, what is it you really want, Hector? And you say, all I want you to do is fix the problem with marrying my file with this person who doesn't pay their bills. And they'll say, that's all you want? And you'll say, yeah, I can't get anybody at your company to do it.
Okay.
And so what happened, each credit bureau in your state will have something the equivalent known as a registered legal representative. And you can find that usually from, if your state has a Secretary of State's office or Corporation Commission, you'll be able to find every state will have something like that. It's just maybe a different name. You'll be able to find the registered agent for each credit bureau who you send the demand letter to saying, here's my problem. I've not been able to get you to fix it. If you do not fix it in 10 days, I will sue you.
Okay, so I should attempt this through the credit bureaus as opposed to the actual companies that are having these accounts in collection.
Right. Because it's the credit bureaus where you have informed them under the Fair and Accurate Credit Reporting Act. If you provide documentation, proof to a credit bureau that information they have is wrong, then they are, in theory, supposed to fix it. Now, one of the things that's just come about, I don't know if you have heard all the stuff and read any of the stuff I have on clarkhoward.com about the new procedures being phased in by the 3 credit bureaus because of a legal action by the Attorney General of the state of New York, where they now are going to have real people that you can talk to who are trained to deal with problems like yours. But they were given 3 years to actually start doing what the law already requires. So you can't wait 3 years to get your credit cleaned up. And that's why you need to consider suing each of the bureaus now. And I promise you that once they're served with suit, you're dealt with completely differently at the bureaus because they don't want to have to deal with you. They will fix the problem that they've not fixed for 5 years. Hector, stay in touch with me along the way, along your journey, It'll be helpful to other people, and hopefully I can help you through the process. James joins us on the Clark Howard Show. Hi, James.
Hello, how you doing?
Great, thank you, James. How can I serve you?
I have a quick question here about refinancing. I'm looking at moving into a 15-year from a 30-year.
That makes you a brilliant man, you know.
That's what I've heard. And I just had a question about the rates. When you pull up the rates on the internet, you just see all kind of numbers out there. And I was, what is a realistic rate?
Okay, so the rates you see on the internet are what I've heard referred to as call rates. They just sit around, make them up so that you'll pick up the phone and call them. And then they say, oh, yeah, we'd love to write you that 2.875 rate, but, and there's always a but about why that doesn't apply to you.
Right.
And those are called call rates. And so for realistic rates, you can't respond specifically to somebody's teaser that they're trying to get you to call. It's a process that you go about getting the best rate on a 15-year. Let's step back a step. Tell me about your personal financial situation. Is your credit really solid?
Yeah, it's around like 770.
Fantastic. And how much equity do you have in this home?
Probably 40% or so.
Fantastic again. And stable work history?
Yes, 20-something years.
So you would qualify, based on those three questions, you would likely qualify for a better than average rate in the market. 15-year refis, after some stuff that went on with the Federal Reserve just a couple of days ago, you should be looking at a rate below 3% for a 15-year refi.
Sounds good.
So in order to get that, though, the process I'd like you to look at, James, is, are you a member of a credit union?
No.
I want you to go poke around, find a credit union you can be a member of. Go to their website. Credit unions are really out front with what their rates are. See if they've got a good deal for you. I'd like you to apply at a credit union. Whoever your current lender is, it's fine for you to give them a shot at offering you a deal on a refi.
Yeah, I was going to call them and give them the first shot at it.
And, well, actually, they're not likely to be the lowest rate, but you should give them one of the organizations you give a shot. Do you have an account at a bank?
Yes.
Different than who has your mortgage?
Yes.
You should give them a shot.
Okay.
And then the fourth thing, so I'm giving you four places to go. The fourth would be a mortgage broker or mortgage banker.
Okay.
And you can, if you really want to work this thing, all within a 30-day period, you can apply all over the place, because all those inquiries only are treated as one when you're applying for a mortgage.
Okay.
You could, in addition, do applications with the online lenders. Only for a refi is it okay to use an online lender. But sometimes the online lenders will have the best deals because they don't have all the normal overhead.
Right.
But the big mistake people make when they get a mortgage is they tend to only go one place. You want to unlock the secret to getting that best 15-year loan you can get. It's you doing the work that's involved in getting quote after quote after quote with comparison shopping. That's what'll get you the deal. You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
All loans subject to OnDeck score approval must be missed since at least 1 year to apply. Every day, more and more small business owners are trusting OnDeck for the quick, hassle-free funding they need.
As restaurant owners, my husband and I simply don't have the time for the tedious processing and long waits when it comes to bank financing. OnDeck's process is quick, easy to understand, and gives us the ability to grow our business.
Our accounting firm was in need of working capital.
On Deck was terrific and came through with the funding we needed within 24 hours.
At On Deck, we focus on your business operations and not just your credit score, and we can help with true term loans of up to $250,000. Our loan costs and terms are transparent and understandable, and our application process takes as little as 10 minutes. On Deck is a publicly listed company on the New York Stock Exchange, and we've provided over $2 billion nationwide. So if you're a small business owner who's looking for a trustworthy lender, funding could be available in just one business day. Go to OnDeckLending.com or call 800-251-3638. That's 800-251-3638.
In the time you've spent listening to this radio spot, you could have completed and submitted an entire expense report with a simple picture of your receipt. That's all it takes for you to get back to work and for your business to run more efficiently. To learn more and discover all the ways Concur helps manage your company's expenses, just go to tryconcur.com for a free test drive.
Ever wash your grimy hands with normal soap and use the nice towel to dry them?
What?
That's a mistake you won't forget. And that's why there's Napa Hand Cleaner for $1.99. Made to conquer the job after you're done conquering the job. $1.99 and some clean hands. Now, go use that nice towel. Daredevil. Just refold it when you're done. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores, 15-ounce hand cleaner. Offer expires 3/31/15.
Howdy, folks. RL here for Dairy Queen, and this offer's good till 4 p.m. every day at Dairy Queen. A hot, juicy, char-grilled bacon cheeseburger, fried drink, and a sundae for just $5. Or try our famous chicken strips or wraps. Nobody offers all this quality and value but Dairy Queen, and this offer's good till 4 p.m. every day at Dairy Queen, Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your mobile Verizon rep. But not just here, I'll deliver the phone to you in your home. While I'm there, I'll only sell you what you need and I'll personalize it to you. Want to have me get you connected? Then call me at 352-528-0020. I even offer unlimited home phone service for just $20 per month. Just call me, your mobile Verizon rep, at 352-528-0020.
Veterans are the foundation upon which our freedom is built. Listen to The Source, WOCA, each Thursday at 9 a.m. to Veterans News with Hank Whittier from Vets Helping Vets. You'll hear tributes, information on veterans issues, and stories that will make you laugh, cry, and feel proud. Veterans News always focuses on the military, past and present, and on our first responders. Veterans News is brought to you each week by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, keeping you blooming since 1952.
A xylophone. Sounds dreamy.
Yeah, they don't make them like this anymore, Robin. I'm shipping it to the Musical Historical Society.
And you're packing it like that?
What, this won't work?
Why don't you take it to the Personal Service Center at the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street in Ocala? Just look for the yellow signs.
Great idea. That'll save me a lot of time.
The passing of time.
Personal Service Center makes sending packages easy.
And quick. Call 789-6683.
For the Personal Service Center. Check this out.
New shows? Check. Check. Some new talent? Check. The same great sports talk?
I'm seeing it right now.
Wrong. Wrong again?
Wrong.
It's better.
There are so many great things going on in sports.
We gotta get it. We gotta get it. From our mics.
Test.
To your ears.
The latest update we got is...
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Our number on the Clark Howard Show is 877-87-CLARK, and Chris is with us. Hello, Chris. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Thank you.
How can I serve you, Chris?
Well, my wife and I just recently finished paying off a bunch of consumer debt and some medical bills. And
congratulations. How long did it take?
About 18 months.
That's wonderful. That's quicker than most people are able to attack debt. So you should feel really good about that.
Thank you.
And I hope whatever medical caused the medical debt, that the health has improved.
It has, yes. Thank you.
Great. So you've graduated from having that debt. How can I help you now?
Well, we want to make sure that a lot of the accounts we don't ever want to use again. And so we're wondering what account should we save and what account should we go ahead and close?
Did you fall into delinquent status with some of the accounts, or was it just they were there and they were burdening you?
Yeah, they were just there and burdening us.
Okay, so your credit score has probably skyrocketed from paying off these debts. Have you looked at or know what your credit score is now?
Yeah, it's in the mid-700s.
That's fantastic. So this is going to freak you out. You close a lot of those accounts, it will lower that credit score that you've worked hard to earn back.
Okay.
The reason is 30% of your credit score is made up of how much of your available credit you're using. So as you close accounts, you reduce your overall available credit, and whatever credit you do use, you're then using a higher percentage of it. And as the percent goes up, your score goes down.
Okay, that makes sense.
So as far as closing accounts, unless you would be worried you'd be tempted to use credit and get into trouble with it, just leave them be.
Okay.
Don't close them. And as far as the accounts you have, you want to manage them by, as long as there won't be a discipline problem I cause with you getting into debt again, try to methodically use the credit cards twice a year. It can be for any amount of money, preferably something really small, and then just pay them when the bill comes in. And that keeps them active and available in your credit mix and keeps your score sky high. Because 35% of your score is determined by paying your bills on time. Then 30% is by using very little of your available credit. So if you use these cards a couple times a year, they show up in that mix as having been active and paying on time, and they help you in what's known as your ratios, the amount of your available credit you're actually using. So it keeps your credit score where you want it to be, which is way up there.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much.
And again, congratulations to you on wiping out all that debt in 18 months. It's a wonderful relief to be completely debt-free. You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
Danny Werfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
Hi, I'm Fran Darkington. When I need news, I pass the rest and tune to the source. WOCA.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
491.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. The White House reacts to today's terror bombings in Yemen.
White House spokesman Josh Earnest condemned the attacks.
We deplore the brutality of the terrorists who perpetrated today's unprovoked attack on Yemeni citizens.
ISIS's influence has spread in recent months to other countries, including Tunisia and Libya.
Fox Radio's John Decker. A former NFL player has been charged with rape.
An attorney appeared on behalf of former NFL player Darren Sharper in Las Vegas. He faces charges for allegedly sexually assaulting 2 women last year. Prosecutors are presenting evidence that in one case, he gave a woman a drink. She says she woke up the next day with Sharper on top of her. 2 other women said they met him at a club and went back to his room. They were also given drinks, and one woke up saying she was in pain.
Fox Radio's Jessica Rosenthal. Sharper has also been indicted in Louisiana and Arizona. Meteorologists crediting cool, stable air for the lack of twisters so far this season. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Geico Motorcycle presents Reflections from the Road.
Let me tell you, the road is a much more relaxing place since I switched to Geico Motorcycle Insurance and started saving money. With that taken care of, now I can think about deep, important things. Like how come it's a pair of pants when there's only one of them? A real brain teaser. But hey, at least saving money with Geico Motorcycle is as easy as pie. What does that mean anyway?
Geico Motorcycle Insurance. See how much you could save.
You're running your business, and we at Wix.com know things can get stressful. But creating your website doesn't have to be. With Wix, you can create a professional website all by yourself. It's easy and free. You don't have to be a programmer. Just drag and drop everything into place. It's your website, your style. Show the world what you can do. Go to Wix.com and create your own stunning website today. It's easy and free.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Let's give it up for old asphalt and a new pair of shoes. Let's give it up for a good rhythm meeting a sweet melody. For a church cookout under clear skies. Let's give it up for good things coming together, like bundling your auto and other policies together with an Allstate agent, which can save you time and keep you better protected. Let's give it up for good.
To receive your comparative insurance quote, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is the place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
So you need a credit card, but how do you choose? Let's compare the big banks to Florida Credit Union. They have rewards, and we do too. They have customer service. Hello, 24/7. They have celebrities. Hey, Danny. But with Florida Credit Union, there's no annual fee, no liability for fraudulent charges, and no 22% interest rates. Choose Florida Credit Union, and you'll not only have a great credit card, but you'll have the support and personal touch that the big banks, well, can't touch. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Federally insured by the NCUA.
WWWOCA, WWWOCA.
More tips for your wallet. Thank you for listening to The Clark Howard Show.
He's America's consumer warrior, teaching you to save more, spend less, and avoid getting ripped off. He's Clark Howard.
I'm glad you're with us on the Clark Howard Show for some empowerment with knowledge that helps you pack a punch in your wallet so you can keep more of what you make. Visit me at clarkhoward.com. Follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/Clark Howard. I want to tell you, I've been doing what I do on radio for 28 years, and I do this because I want to help. I want to give you knowledge and information that will empower you in your life. I say it because it's what I feel, it's what I mean. That's why I still work. And so I want to do the best I can at it. And that's why we have Clark Stinks at clarkhoward.com. It's where if you feel that I'm not doing the best I can, if I'm being misguided, I want to know it. And that's why I look forward to hearing your unhappiness with me, your criticisms, your suggestions for improvement. So we have that on the web. And then once a week, Krista, our executive producer, goes through the posts you've placed and looks for ones that would be entertaining or informative for you to hear right here on the air.
I should have never encouraged you to speak.
You must think I'm pretty stupid.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe you're right, pal.
So what kind of mood are people in today? Are they pretty sour towards me today, or where would you?
We've got some fired up folk on the Clark Stinks message board, and we'll start with this one from a dentist. Hello, Clark. You had a segment where you mentioned a case in North Carolina where the dental board was trying to prevent non-dentists from performing teeth whitening. You said the dentists wanted to have a monopoly on teeth whitening, and that dentists were, quote, pretending to be concerned with your dental health or safety. I work every day in my practice to try to help new patients overcome their fear of dentists. Some people stay away from the dentist for years and years because of fear. This is sometimes because they had a bad dental experience, but sometimes it's initiated or exaggerated by the way dentists are portrayed in the popular media as being untrustworthy or scary. So I do not appreciate you using this example in your show because you dismiss the dental board's genuine concerns about patient safety and contributed to the idea that all dentists are money hungry and untrustworthy. I treat every patient the way that I would want to be treated, which means that I always recommend what I think is best for the patient's oral health and their wallet, and they say they're not familiar with that case. At the end of the day, I think you could have probably found a better example of restraint of trade. Respectfully, Dr. Drew Burns.
Dr. Burns, I apologize for being offensive to you and, in turn, the profession of dentistry. I have no animosity towards dentists. In fact, I'm about to go and have my teeth cleaned, which is not the most fun experience in the world, but something that's essential. And your dental health is also key to your overall medical health. So it's very important. Anybody listening who's been afraid to go to the dentist, you need to go. The case that went before the Supreme Court concerned the inmates running the asylum. The dental board, all run by dentists. The issue that the Supreme Court heard was how fair are they going to be in keeping people in or out if the people coming in would be non-dentists. And the Supreme Court said that's a no-go. So whether it was dentists or any other field, the decisions on who can practice and who can be in it should not be made only and exclusively by people who have a financial interest in keeping out competitors.
Clark is constantly posting helpful advice via videos, but there is no accompanying text. It would be nice to post the transcript of the video on the same page. Not all of us are in a quiet area where we can hear what you are saying. Not all of us have unlimited bandwidth, and a lot of us can read and absorb text faster than having to watch you talk. I do have a solution for a couple of those things.
Okay, go ahead.
If you look on our video, there's when you play one, there's a little CC in the bottom right of the screen, and you click on that and closed captions will pop up, but that doesn't help with the bandwidth issue.
And I'm sorry about the bandwidth issue, and I'll tell you, when I go to a newspaper site and I click on a story I'm trying to read, and instead all they give me is a video and I can't find any written information on it, that annoys me. So I understand why that would upset someone. Because I've done television for so long, it's part of the product that we offer content in the written form, in the spoken form, and in the video format. And so the closed captioning, that is a good suggestion.
And we'll work on doing the transcripts as well. Why do you no longer love Republic Wireless?
I do love Republic Wireless.
You seem to have lost that loving feeling for RW. What happened? With your recommendation, I signed on to RW in July 2014. The best move I've ever made with a cell company. We were paying an outrageous rate to Verizon for 2 cell phones. Have almost saved the cost of 2 Moto X phones that we bought. Service has been great. I listen to your podcast daily and rarely hear you talk about RW. What's up? Regards, Frank Joseph in Ocala, Florida.
Frank, Republic Wireless is the best deal in America, hands down, for an individual for cell phone service. No question. They are brilliant. What they have done is changing the entire cell phone industry, not just in the United States, but ultimately worldwide. Google's impending effort going into cell phone service almost certainly was nearly 100% inspired by the breakthrough scientific research by Republic Wireless. RepublicWireless.com, $10 a month, unlimited talk and text. $25 a month, unlimited talk, text, and data. It is a deal.
You were a bit smelly on this. In the span of 1 or 2 weeks, you stated that you both use T-Mobile and their service during overseas travel, and that you buy an unlocked GSM phone and use a SIM card that you buy in whichever country you're visiting. Which is it? People rely on your advice for saving money, but which advice should we listen to? Thanks, Kirk.
Kirk, here's the story, and I'm sorry, sometimes I talk in shorthand, and I apologize for that. The T-Mobile service is not available in every country worldwide. I have traveled to some where the T-Mobile deal, which is unlimited data and unlimited text outside the United States, is not everywhere. It's most everywhere, but not everywhere. I have traveled to some countries that don't have the T-Mobile deal, and T-Mobile on their website shows you what countries they offer the deal in. If you travel to a place that doesn't, as we had a caller who was in one, didn't realize that it didn't have the T-Mobile deal, they got billed a huge bill for using their T-Mobile service in a non-participating country. I was in a non-participating country, and I bought a SIM card, and that's what I used there.
Why does Clark find it so amusing when someone is on the air and finds out the low-quality audio is due to one of his cheap recommendations? Shouldn't this be a ding to his credibility? I know he's proud of his "we'll trade quality for price" stance, but come on.
Can't we have any fun in life? Come on. So there are times that someone will call me on like an internet phone service that is not exactly doing a great job. And I don't know, you just got to laugh because it points out that sometimes there are compromises when you use something that's cheaper.
Clark, you stink, but only a little. Maybe it was the dog. Because you backed yourself into a quandary. You love the little, chummy, charming, friendly credit unions, but they also have little and chummy IT departments who mean well, but just plain cannot muster all the sophisticated tools of cybersecurity that the huge, well-funded mega banks can offer. Case in point, you recently suggested that we demand two-factor authentication from our banks and financial institutions. From my research, I'm finding that true two-factor authentication is still in its infancy with our institutions, but the few that do have it are with two of the mega banks, BOA and Chase. Maybe in the coming months or years, the smaller players will catch up. But for the time being, we're going to have to choose between humane, pleasant customer service or state-of-the-art cybersecurity.
That is a valid concern. I think the rollout, though, of new two-factor authentication, various methods of you being verified as who you really say you are, is going to ramp out much quicker than you might expect now. I would be surprised if we hit Christmas 2016 and it's not nearly universal at all sizes of financial institutions to have an additional layer of security such as two-factor authentication to deal with all the hocus pocus of the criminals out there.
I think Clark's advice about adding college students as authorized users needs to be tweaked. When my son started college, we added him as an authorized user on 2 of our credit cards. When he turned 21, we applied for one of the credit cards aimed specifically for college students. We were turned down with a response that he did not have enough income. He plays sports full-time, so was only able to earn about $1,000 a year with odd jobs. After we were turned down for a second card, I pulled copies of his credit reports. It showed 2 of the cards we had added him to. We usually charge a couple thousand per month, which we always pay in full. Apparently, the credit card companies were looking at the monthly charge volumes, and even though he was a college student, deciding that he did not have the income to qualify for a card. We are in the process of having him removed as an authorized user, so he can hopefully get a card as a normal college student.
I have never heard of that being an issue because as an authorized user, your son has no legal obligation to pay on those debts. So that is a very, very odd circumstance.
Clark, I'm twitching from the advice you gave a woman whose passport is expired, and she has plans to go on her honeymoon to St. Martin in 8 weeks. You told her she might need to pay a passport service to monitor her application if the U.S. Passport Agency does not expedite her application in their 4 to 6 week time frame. Members of Congress and their staff can help with this problem for free. If there's a problem with her application, she should call the state office of her senators or House representative and ask for their foreign travel or immigration staffer. I did this work for years. I know how easy it is.
Appreciate that suggestion, and it shouldn't require that. There shouldn't be a process that has so much uncertainty and is as difficult to navigate for American citizens as the issuance or renewal of a passport.
Clark loves to sing the praises of the Waze app, which I agree is a great tool for drivers to avoid traffic. Where he stinks is in failing to recognize the side effects of the massive amount of drivers that exit to residential neighbors near highways like mine. The drivers travel, as Clark calls them, back roads through neighborhoods like mine where children are playing or walking to school at unsafe speeds, trying to save a minute or two getting to work. My local commute work triples from 10 to 30 minutes every time there's a tie-up on the nearby freeway. Clark, please encourage drivers who travel back roads through normally quiet residential neighborhoods to slow down. A few extra minutes on their commute might prevent an accident. Thanks, Kurt.
Thank you very much for that suggestion. I never thought about the spillover effect of Waze. Appreciate all your posts. If there's something you feel that I need re-education camp on, go to clarkhoward.com and go to Clark Stinks. You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
Most cell phone companies have one big plan they think fits everyone, but Consumer Cellular thinks your plan should fit you. How much talk, text, and web use is just right? You name it. You'll never pay for more than you need, and we'll never ask you to sign a contract. Plans start at just $10 a month. Get free activation, a $35 value. Take 30 days to try Consumer Cellular risk-free. If you don't love it, cancel and pay nothing. And Consumer Cellular is the only wireless service endorsed by AARP, so you know the service is great, and members can save even more with special discounts. Why spend another day paying for more than you need? Consumer Cellular has a plan with your name on it and the savings to match. Start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Stop by a Target or Sears store to pick out your new phone in person, or go to consumercellular.com and we'll ship your phone for free.
AARP receives royalty fees for the use of its intellectual property. These fees are used for the general purposes of AARP.
Mary, an IT manager for a mid-sized company, compromised. Tell us, Mary.
I compromised.
Mary had to overspend on PDF software with excessive, hard-to-access features, or choose a cheap, stripped-down solution. But now, new Nuance Power PDF delivers powerful, intuitive business functionality at a price that makes it unwasteful for Mary to provide to all. And the result is?
Mary, uncompromised.
Try it free now at nuance.com/powerpdf. PDF uncompromised.
Hall of Fame driver Richard Petty for Blue Emu.
Maintenance is important. To help me keep feeling my best, I use odor-free Blue Emu made with real emu oil. Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray has an active ingredient to relieve the aches and pains of my muscles and joints, and it's perfect for hard-to-reach places. Hey, even us precision machines need a little help sometimes. Use what I use, Blue Emu. It works fast and you won't stink.
Blue Emu, available at Walmart, Walgreens, Rite Aid, and other fine stores.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
If you missed Southern Pigskin Tonight recently, you missed Urban Meyer talking about what it takes to man up.
You hear the term man up or next man ready, and everyone says that. We've certainly been a part of situations where that hasn't happened, where the next man wasn't ready. Obviously, the credit goes to the player first.
So join us every Thursday at 5 p.m. for Southern Pigskin Tonight, right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Black Cow composted cow manure is a terrific organic soil amendment. We start with cow manure from dairy farms and then compost it a full 90 days. The result is an all-natural, dark, rich soil amendment that's great for everything you grow. Flowers, vegetables, shrubs, trees, and lawns too. Look for Black Cow in the bright yellow and black bag at your favorite nursery or garden center.
Black Cow, the mature manure, Black Cow.
Time now to spiff up your bling for spring. Make your rings look brand new. Our master jeweler at Goss & Son will rhodium finish your rings for just $69.95, regular price $75. It's like waxing your car. It brings that shine back and looks all brand new all over again. So come see us. Our downtown location, Goss & Son Jewelers, serving you downtown for 65 years. Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
WOCA.
Our number on the Clark Howard Show, 877-87-CLARK. Margaret's with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hi, Margaret.
Hi.
Margaret, you got a creepy phone call you want to tell me about?
I sure have, and what's so creepy about it is my husband has passed away. So when I see that happen, I'm like, what is going on now? He's not calling home.
Oh. What happened exactly?
Well, what's happening, the phone rings. And when I look on the caller ID, I see the name that the phone is in and the phone number comes up.
So it's his old number from when he was living?
No, it's the same number that I have here at the house now where I live. It's the same number.
But it shows up his name on caller ID?
Right, and that's who it has been in all the time. It hasn't been changed.
Okay.
But once I answered it, and when I answered it, we were disconnected. So just like when I picked up, everything went out. But it has happened like that more than one time. So now I don't even answer it, but I just want to know what is going on.
Okay, so it's called caller ID spoofing. And it's especially cruel in a situation like yours where I'm so sorry you've lost your husband.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
And so criminals can make your caller ID say anything they want. It's really hurt the value of caller ID because they now have the ability to make it say, we've had a number of calls over the last few months from people who get calls that say they're from the IRS.
Right.
And they're not the IRS. They're just scamsters pretending to be calling from the IRS. They could be saying anything at all on that caller ID. And I don't know what the angle is. No, I've not seen any explanation at all why many times on caller ID your own number pops up, like with what's been happening with your husband's name and your number popping up. And it's just one of those things that if you see that, just ignore it.
Right. Well, that's what I'm doing.
And there's no way, Margaret, for you to stop it. That's not the answer you want. You want me to tell you it can go away, right? But
I'll take the second thing. If it can't go away, I know not to answer it.
Exactly. And by the way, any call you answer now based on caller ID, if it's not from a family member or friend, if it's from an organization, maybe your bank name pops up or whatever, know that today, because of this caller ID spoofing, it may not really be your bank.
Okay.
It may be somebody pretending to be from your bank. So anytime you get a call from any organization and they suddenly seem like they want very personal information from you, you do not give it to anybody calling you pretending to be from a business that you do business with, but you don't know they're really calling from there because of this problem.
And I could call them, right? If I want some information.
Exactly. You have that right. Have a great day, Margaret. You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost you thousands. But with the PMI Advantage from Quicken Loans, you may never have to pay those expensive monthly mortgage insurance premiums again. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I'm excited to tell you that the Quicken Loans PMI Advantage is our lender-paid mortgage insurance program. You see, we pay the PMI so you don't have to. Make the smart call and talk to one of our home loan experts today at 800-QUICKEN. You'll learn how the Quicken Loans PMI Advantage can give you more options, more flexibility, and may save you thousands when you refinance. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And this year, for the first time, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. To learn more, call us at 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN, or visit us at QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal loss.
Your source for the #1 sports weekends. Fox Sports, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM.
WOCA.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. The White House reacts to today's terror bombings in Yemen.
White House spokesman Josh Earnest condemned the attacks.
We deplore the brutality of the terrorists who perpetrated today's unprovoked attack on Yemeni citizens.
ISIS's influence has spread in recent months to other countries, including Tunisia and Libya.
Fox Radio's John Decker. A former NFL player has been charged with rape.
An attorney appeared on behalf of former NFL player Darren Sharper in Las Vegas. He faces charges for allegedly sexually assaulting 2 women last year. Prosecutors are presenting evidence that in one case, he gave a woman a drink. She says she woke up the next day with Sharper on top of her. 2 other women said they met him at a club and went back to his room. They were also given drinks, and one woke up saying she was in pain.
Fox Radio's Jessica Rosenthal. Sharper's also been indicted in Louisiana and Arizona. Meteorologists crediting cool, stable air for the lack of twisters so far this season. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Geico Motorcycle presents Reflections from the Road.
Let me tell you, the road is a much more relaxing place since I switched to Geico Motorcycle Insurance and started saving money. With that taken care of, now I can think about deep, important things. Like how come it's a pair of pants when there's only one of them? A real brain teaser. But hey, at least saving money with Geico Motorcycle is as easy as pie. What does that mean anyway?
Geico Motorcycle Insurance. See how much you could save.
You're running your business, and we at Wix.com know things can get stressful. But creating your website doesn't have to be. With Wix, you can create a professional website all by yourself. It's easy and free. You don't have to be a programmer. Just drag and drop everything into place. It's your website, your style. Show the world what you can do. Go to Wix.com and create your own stunning website today. It's easy and free.
On Mondays, AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Bern Pareso. She's the president and CEO of Good for All Incorporated, coming in to talk to us about medical providers in Marion County.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite size.
And then Nibiu Abibi is coming on, speaking about the importance of taking a community-based, consumer-centered approach to improving employee health.
Representatives from Kimberly Center for Child Protection and the Department of Children and Families will be in the studio. They'll be speaking about Child Abuse Prevention Month, which will be happening in April.
And then Matt Gibbs will be answering your questions about your cars on his program, Auto Repair with Personal Care.
Delsa Darlene, the founder of Kid Genius, will be speaking about Autism Awareness Day on April 2nd.
And then Mitchell Moffat and Greg Brown will be on the air with us. They're co-founders of something called the ASAP Science YouTube channel, speaking about answers to the world's weirdest questions. All of that plus Fun with Joe on Mondays, AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Buried under receipts and confusing tax code? Let Crippen & Company help. They work hard to make the tax preparation process as painless as possible. With offices in Ocala and the Villages, their team is dedicated to helping clients with corporate and personal tax returns, bookkeeping for businesses, and estate planning for the future. Crippen & Company crafts a truly customized experience for each client's needs while alleviating stress and creating a big picture of your overall financial health. Call 352-732-4260 or visit CrippenCPA.com to get started.
Holidays and memories go hand in hand. Why not make this Easter even more memorable by serving a honey-baked ham and delicious sides and desserts? Yum! Yes, the coconut and lemon cream cakes are back.
Enjoying the family, egg hunts, and just being able to relax without having to spend hours in the kitchen will make your day a memorable one. Pop on over to Honey Baked Ham.
Call and place your holiday order today, 861-0011. That's 861-0011. Honey Baked Ham, behind Best Buy.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Tonight, clear skies, low 62 to 67. Tomorrow, partly sunny and warm with a high 86 to 88. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy with a low 65 to 67. Sunday, intervals of clouds and sun, high 85 to 87. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Steve Williams.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us number one. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
In a study involving more than 2,000 people, those with slimmer waistlines showed higher cognitive ability than those who were overweight or obese. Our pets improve our character and make us much better people. If your partner's the one who's stressed out, we know that you will be 25% more likely to be affected than a stranger would be. Yeah, be careful because stress is contagious.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
I'm glad you're with us on the Clark Howard Show, where it's all about you keeping more of what you make. Visit me at clarkhoward.com. Follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/Clark Howard. So I have a money-saving moment for you. Walmart has gotten big time into selling tablets. You know, those things that were so loved a few years ago that have gone pretty stale in the marketplace? Well, there are still uses where it's really nice to have a tablet. I have a brother who uses one that's a tablet with a keyboard that is the Windows product. I forget what they call that thing. The Surface, I think is what it's called. And he loves that thing because when he's playing, he just has the tablet. When he's working, he has the attached keyboard. And that, at a time that tablets have fallen out of favor, the iPad and all the Android tablets are unloved right now, Walmart has found a sweet spot with something that was huge last fall, which is a netbook, if you could call it that, where it's a tablet and a keyboard all in one for below $200. Well, now they've just updated the product, and it's in stores, if you can find it, for $197. It's called how do they come up with these names? The Next Book Aries, A-R-E-S, Aries, I guess that is. It's an 11-inch screen, 2-in-1 Android tablet, and it is, if you can find it, available now. I understand that it's been a hot seller, hit or miss in the stores, but it comes in, there's an older version that is a Windows-based one, and the newer one, which is Android-based, so you choose what you want. But it's really neat because, you know, on a tablet, I know sometimes I get emails from Krista where she's pecked them out on an iPad, and what a pain that is because it doesn't have a real keyboard. And so, but then the iPad is awesome if you're just consuming content. You're watching a video, or you're watching, Krista watches the Amazon Prime video product. It's really good for that. But then when you want to do any kind of what they call productivity, actually where you want to be punching your keys on a keyboard, the keyboard on the Android tablets and on the iPad, they're miserable. So the idea of these 2-in-1s is just really perfect for that. And Walmart has hit a really special price in the marketplace at $197. And if you're driving and you missed the model and all that, we'll have that for you at clarkhoward.com so you can see how to get the thing for $197. By the way, the Windows one is cheaper now. I've seen it on Walmart.com at $177 or $179, but the Android one, because Android's more popular, is $197. Shanika's with us on the Clark Howard Show. Hi, Shanika.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, thank you. How can I serve you?
Well, I experienced last year a debt collector calling looking for my father. And I received several different phone calls, and each time I told them to please stop calling. You know, it's my father. I don't owe the debt.
Wait. When these people call you, do they actually say they're trying to collect money from your dad?
Yes.
Do you know that is so against the law, it's unbelievable?
Okay, I didn't know that.
It is a crime for any collector to ever disclose to anyone else a debt. Let's say that I owed money, okay? Mm-hmm. And a collector's trying to reach me. Mm-hmm. And they call you and they say, Clark owes us $642. We want that money now. They cannot say that to you. They can call you and say, hey, you know, we're trying to reach Clark. Do you think you could get a message to him to call us about a personal matter or something like that? They can say something along those lines, but they can never say to you that I owe money. And they can't say that about your dad. Doesn't matter that he's a relative. You can't do that.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. If a collector is that dirty and that rotten that they don't even care about one of the most basic laws involving debt collection, mm-hmm. they're not going to care about calling you and harassing you.
I see. Well, you know how when one collection agency has it, then another one picks it up?
Sure.
Well, I guess they've passed it on to this different company. And this particular company, you know, I told them the same thing. I told the other companies, please stop calling you. Well, this company told me they're not going to stop calling me. They are a legal firm, and as long as they have my number, they will continue to call for my father.
Okay. And all right. No, wait.
Couldn't do that.
Wait. I will bet money they're not really a law firm.
Okay.
All right. So are they calling on a home phone or are they calling on your cell phone?
They're calling my cell phone.
Even worse, right?
Yeah.
They're harassing you on your cell phone about a debt that's not yours, trying to intimidate you to do something about your dad owing him money.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there are apps you can download where you can record those calls.
Okay.
You know how they'll say, Shanika, you're on a recorded line?
Mm-hmm.
They always say that. You can say, well, you are too.
Okay.
And they are not going to want to be caught breaking the law. So download one of those apps. And if they are lame enough that they don't care about the laws of the United States, mm-hmm. then you're going to catch them red-handed.
Okay.
And the consequence of that is that if you wanted to, you could sue the pants off the collection agency.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd be walking around half naked. So, but once they realize you know your rights and they better not mess with you, here, do you have pen and paper?
Oh my goodness, I left it. I'm at work, so I left
it. All right, because I want you to go read then. Just do this. Go read the stuff I have on clarkhoward.com about the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act.
Okay.
And I have stuff there that you can say to these clowns that if they still try to mess with you, they're going to learn to hate the name Shanika because you are going to make their lives miserable.
Okay.
So I need you to fire up.
Oh, I am.
Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to embarrass your daddy by breaking the law and calling you and talking smack about him with his debt.
Exactly.
And that is absolutely, fundamentally, and totally against the law.
Okay.
Okay? So you don't take their gruff.
No.
Okay.
I hung up on them a few times.
Hang up on them every time.
Okay.
You don't mess with them.
Okay.
And you know, your dad, if your dad owes money, that's his thing.
Exactly.
But his thing is not your thing. Jim joins us on the Clark Howard Show. Hi, Jim. How are you?
Hey, Clark. How you doing?
Great, thank you. Jim, you're having hassles with one of the credit bureaus.
Well, it's not that bad, except that I had a question about the security of it. And it is that I went in and did the freeze on mine and my wife's credit on two of the bureaus, but the third one rejected the information that I had entered, and then they had me print out a document, and in the document they're asking for all the stuff that you can imagine that someone would need to steal your identity.
They want
and they
proof,
want you to mail
proof
it
of
to
current mailing, current address you live at. Maybe if you've lived there less than 3 or 5 years, proof of a prior address. They want your social security number. They may want information about where you work. I mean, it's really intrusive, isn't it?
Yeah, they want a photocopy of your driver's license, you name it.
All right, let me tell you what that's about.
Okay.
For whatever reason, with that bureau, you popped up as a potential fraudster.
Okay.
Where they don't want to have to dig through all that stuff they want you to send. But they're really freaked out for some reason that you're not who you say you are. Which means that either they have an inaccuracy in their records or somebody has attempted to apply for credit as if they're you. And there's a discrepancy about your address or other personal information because of a potential fraudster.
Sure.
So
okay, well, the other two bureaus had phone numbers that you could actually call in, and this bureau doesn't even offer that.
Which is terrible, isn't it?
I guess my question to you is: would you suggest sending this information via the mail, or?
Yes. Because, all right, let me tell you why. It's so weird because here I'm always worried about identity theft, right? And you're going through the process of protecting your identity. And I'm telling you to trust putting an envelope in the mail with, gosh, I never mail anything. I don't even know how much a stamp is, how much money I'm trying to get you to spend. 45 cents or whatever. Whatever a stamp is. And which is so ironic because I used to mail stuff all the time. And so you mail that in, and the worry is the envelope gets intercepted. Well, the whole purpose of freezing your credit is so that if information about yours does get intercepted, there's not much mischief, if any, that can be done with it. So if it makes you real nervous, send it, spend the extra money to send it certified mail.
Sure.
So that you'll know it got there and all that. Yeah, I mean, you could do that. I had a situation that came to my attention recently where someone had a problem with the same exact credit bureau that's requiring this information from you. They mailed it in regular mail, and then the credit bureau said they never got it, which then freaked that person out even more.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to be cautious to the next step, spend the couple of bucks and send it certified mail.
Okay. Well, that was my question. I just didn't, it sounded very like you were, I mean, it sounded like taking my house safe and sitting out on the front porch with the door open.
But you know, the way credit works today and the way information floats around on databases, it's like that every day of our lives, which is why doing the credit freeze is such a great idea.
Sure. Yeah, I'm a fan of the idea, and we've finally gotten to a place where we don't anticipate having to do anything with credit for some time.
But even if you do, the thawing process is really not a hassle. As long as you know where your codes are, it's no big deal.
Right, exactly. Okay.
Well, best to you, and you're going to feel great once all 3 bureaus are shut down, locked tight with the credit freeze. You're listening to The Clark Howard Show.
Vision Computers is different. Great prices and great service after the sale. $449 buys a 3.5 gigahertz quad-core processor, 4 gigs of RAM, and a 500 gig hard drive. Vision will build your system for one user or a network of 100 users, including a 3-year warranty on parts and labor and free antivirus software. And 15 seconds is the longest you'll wait to get tech support on the phone. Check out visioncomputers.com, 8779-VISION. That's 8779-VISION. Great prices and support after the sale guaranteed.
John, a small business owner, was forced to compromise.
I am so ashamed.
Don't be, John. You were pushed into buying PDF software that didn't meet your business needs. But now, with new Nuance Power PDF, you can accurately convert, combine, and edit all your documents with ease. And you pay a price that is uninflated. How do you feel now, John?
I am John, uncompromised.
Try it free now at nuance.com/powerpdf. PDF uncompromised.
It'll be home to 942 bursts of laughter, a 16-pound blackened turkey dinner, and the loudest burp on record. It will see its fair share of broken windows, broken bones, and broken hearts. But first, you have to find it. Start your home search at Zillow.com or on our family of apps. You can view millions of photos, browse historical pricing data, and even sign up for alerts when new homes hit the market. Zillow. Find your way home.
A message from DAV to returning veterans. Thank you for doing your duty and doing our bidding. Thank you for stepping up and not backing down. Thank you for putting yourself in harm's way and putting your buddies' lives ahead of your own. Thank you for defending our freedom and displaying your honor. DAV thanks all veterans by fighting to get them the benefits and support they were promised. Visit DAV.org for free help. And again, thank you.
Hey, I'm Gary.
And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Our number on the Clark Howard Show, 877-87-CLARK. And Janet joins us on the Clark Howard Show. Janet, you've had some delinquent debt that you're now ready to wipe out. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I have a home equity line of credit from 2012 that we went delinquent on. We paid from 2005 to 2012. My question is, I have the ability to pay it in full. I want to know what is the best thing, what's the best way to handle it. Should I just pay it and be done with it? Or should I take out a loan and build positive payment history on my credit?
No, I wouldn't do that. I would just pay it. But how do you know what amount they're going to want from you? You haven't made any payment in 3 years?
Since November 2012.
Okay, so have they charged it off at whatever bank or credit union was holding that home equity line?
It shows charge off as bad debt, but I recently got a letter in the mail with their name on it. So it does show on my credit report as charged off.
Okay. And what balance did you have at that time in November of, you said 2012?
2012,
yeah.
Just over $7,600.
And what amount are they saying they want today?
The letter stated $9,000 something.
Okay, so
but it's being reported on my credit report as $7,600.
And the letter you have is from the actual bank itself, not from a third-party collection agency.
From what I can tell, because it does list